This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by a partnership between Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of both Champion Sports Radio and Tradio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. This is Grapevine Mustangs Football, presented by Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
The Grapevine Mustangs are on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. This broadcast of the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club is brought to you by 121 Community Church, Chip Mercer Dentistry, Classic Chevrolet, Bottle Cap Alley, Prosperity Bank, ER of Texas, Energy Attic, Greenleaf Roofing, Whirly Ball, LivingForZachary.org, LoneStarGridiron.com, and the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. Grapevine Mustangs Football is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. You can find us on Twitter at Champion Sports, on Facebook at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, on Instagram at Champion Sports Radio, and online anytime at championsportsradio.com and tradio.com. This is the Grapevine Mustangs on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. Shotgun set on first down with Evan Baum at quarterback. Snap it back, handoff. Parker Polk got a lot of room to run. Darty into the second level, and he is going to take it all the way and walk it into the corral for a touchdown on the finish. Takes the snap, quarterback draw, and he's going to get stood up right at the line. Your Mustangs split back shotgun set on first down with Evan Baum at quarterback. Snap it back, handoff. Parker Polk got a lot of room to run. Darty into the second level, and he is going to take it all the way and walk it into the corral for a touchdown on the finish. Takes the snap, quarterback draw, and he's going to get stood up right at the line of scrimmage as Latham Way met him in the hole. They may give him credit. Snap back. There's going to be another handoff to Polk. He goes around the left end. Now he's into the second level again. Inside the 40. Now he's down the sideline. The first down. Still pushing. Whistle hasn't blown yet. And he is in for the touchdown. The Mustangs get the scrum going with momentum inside the 5. And they just push the pile into the end zone for a touchdown for Reed Watkins on third. Snap back, play action. Honeycutt trying to go to his right. He is just swarmed up again to Watkins. He has some room. Makes a man miss. Inside the 15, the 10, inside the 5, going for the corner, and he is into the end zone. And it goes in motion. Snap is back. Mercer with the shotgun snap. He's going to throw one deep towards the end zone. Has a man, and it's caught for the touchdown. Reed Watkins, Sammy Kelly on the touchdown grab from 37 yards out. Colt Mercer getting his first snaps of the season to lead a possession comes in. That backhand, and it's a toss to the outside and just nowhere to go. Devin Thomas wrapped up for 6. Second down, speed option. It's going to be pitched to Carradine. He's got room inside the 20, inside the 15, the 10, the 5. Makes a man miss the line, but then just gets wrapped up right as he gets to the line of scrimmage that time. Play action, and a pass over the middle, caught by Miller, makes a man miss, inside the 25, the 20, and The regular season for the Mustangs was a smashing success with a 9-1 record, an undefeated district record, and another district championship. But tonight, the second season begins, and from here on out, it is win or go home. Tonight from Mustang Panther Stadium, it is the bi-district round of the 2022 5A Division II state playoffs on Mustang Friday nights. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jacob Dedamore along with my broadcast partner Tim Smith, and we are live from Mustang Panther Stadium, where tonight the 2022 5A Division II UIL playoffs begin as the Grapevine Mustangs take on the Lake Dallas Falcons out of District 3 5A Division II. The Mustangs come into tonight ranked number 4 in the state in 5A Division II. With a 9-1 record, they were undefeated this year in district with 7-0, a 7-0 record. Lake Dallas, the Falcons of Lake Dallas, come into tonight with a 7-3 overall record. They finished at 4-3 in their district, and they will come into tonight as the 4 seed out of 3 5A Division II. And Tim, I tell you what, everything has been leading up to this, and tonight the work begins, because tonight and from here on out, as I said, it's win or go home.
Well, it's really exciting. You said it's the second season. I like to refer to the playoffs as the real season. I feel like regular season is practice, and we just talked about it before we came on air, how the offense for Grapevine has improved week to week and gotten better and better. And tonight I expect to see that on full display, and I expect all these seniors that are starters tonight to give it their all. We know that their goal is to get past the third round where they've been stuck, and their goal is to get past that. They have to win tonight to do that, though. And, man, there's a lot of excitement in the air. I love playoffs.
This is going to be a great night here at Mustang Panther. It is a nice evening. It's a little humid outside, but it's a cool evening. Temperature around 70 degrees. It's going to be a great night for football. They're facing a Lake Dallas team, like I said, coming in at 7-3. They won their way into the playoffs with their victory over Denton High last week in the final regular season game to get themselves into the playoffs this year. It's the first time in 4 years that Lake Dallas has been in the playoffs. And the Mustangs tonight, they're going to need that offense that you were talking about, that run game, to be good and be solid to keep this Lake Dallas offense on the bench. This Lake Dallas offense is balanced, and especially in the passing game, quite prolific at times.
Yeah, they seem very prolific. As you said, very productive in the passing game. Cade Bortnam has had a great season. He's thrown for 34 touchdowns, I believe, 3,000 yards through the air. So you expect a lot from that offense on the other side. So Grapevine's going to have to slow down the tempo, use their running game. We know Parker Polk is going to have a big night tonight. He's the guy that this team leans on. He really sets the tone for this Mustang offense. In fact, he scored on the first play of the game last week. He's got 19 touchdowns on the year, Jacob. He's been amazing.
You're seeing the graphic on the screen right now. It is the Parker Polk show. He leads this rushing attack this season. He's averaging just a hair under 9 yards a carry. He's got 19 touchdowns on the ground. He has 8 100-yard games out of their 10 games played. He is the straw that stirs the drink with this Grapevine rushing attack. But what he also does, because he is so good, he draws the attention of the defense and opens things up for other guys.
Yeah, we've seen so many play actions to Parker Polk, and we've seen receivers, tight ends running down the middle of the field wide open, because they do. Teams have to bring safeties and linebackers down into that box. And when you do that, you leave yourself open to big pass plays down the field. And we know that Bob's been very effective in those moments.
And one of the things we're going to talk about later on here in the ER of Texas pregame show is that Lake Dallas offense. Just a quick idea, this Lake Dallas offense features 3 wide receivers that have been fantastic all season long, including 2 1-6-4, 1-6-3 receiver. That is going to be something that Grapevine has to contend with, especially when they get inside the red zone.
Yeah, we saw with the touchdown passes, the amount that they've had, they're throwing a lot of fade routes to their big 6'4 receivers. So we definitely, from a Grapevine defensive perspective, you're probably going to look at some double teams and probably a lot of cover 2, cover 3 type scenarios.
We're going to take our first break here on the ER of Texas pregame show. When we come back, we'll hear my interview with Grapevine head coach Mike Alexander. You're watching Grapevine Mustangs football, presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Bottle Cap Alley is a place where hot food meets a cool vibe for big-time fun. We're the stomping grounds for friends and family to gather and enjoy themselves. Here, everybody is somebody. We take great pride in our food and the people we serve. So whether you're here to watch the game or just popping in for a quick bite, we're always...
Jacob Dedamore back here on the ER of Texas pregame show, and I'm joined right now by Grapevine head coach Mike Alexander. Mike, congratulations on winning the outright district title on Thursday of last week. I know it was a strange week with so many people moving the game, and that was happening all over the Metroplex, obviously, and you guys had to move it up a couple of days before. Did that make your guys maybe focus in a little bit more on what was going on because of the change in schedule?
Could have been possibly. I just think that I do think we have a pretty mature football team right now. We got a pretty good senior class, large numbers there, and this season matters to them. I think when you have those changes in schedule, it helps when you feel like you have an older team. Younger guys typically don't handle that stuff as well, but they did well. And I thought we played a really clean football game. Obviously, Trimble was a little bit outmanned, and it was going to be a tough deal for them regardless. But our guys, I felt like, did not play down. They kept a good tempo, and it was good and clean. Didn't have a lot of penalties and got out of there healthy, and so everything worked out.
What was the feeling on the sideline when Colt Mercer was able to not only get into the game, but also came out and actually threw some pretty nice passes to get some touchdowns?
I was so proud for him, so happy for him, because I see the work that he's put in just to get back, and he's obviously, he's obviously still got a ways to go, in terms of his conditioning and things like that. But it was good to get him out there on the field, and he showed that he could still play the position. So that was exciting.
Well, now the playoff season is here. Everybody's now 0-0 essentially, and it's win or you're done, and just a series of one-game seasons every week. And you've got the Lake Dallas Falcons coming up here on tonight here on Thursday at Mustang Panther. And, this is a team that really has come up this year. They've gotten that program turned around after having missed the playoffs the last 3 seasons, and now back in it with a pretty experienced football team. What have you seen from the Falcons when you've looked at them on film this year?
I think their defense is very good. I think they play sound football. They're Coach Young, been the DC there a long time before he became the head coach this year. He knows what he's doing. He's got his guys in the right places. They're tackling well. They're running the football well. So, in that regard, I think anytime you have a strong defense, it gives you a chance, in games, to the point where they had a 3-game losing streak right there kind of toward the end of the season. And in those 3 games, I may be wrong on this by 1 or 2, or either way, but I'm pretty sure they turned the ball over like 15 times in those 3 games,
Wow.
And 2 of them came down to the last possession of the game, and so anytime you're turning the ball over that much and still have a chance to win at the end of the game, your defense is playing pretty well, and so we have a really, really tough task tonight, against Lake Dallas's defense. Hopefully we'll come out and be, very physical and run the ball well, but it's not going to be easy. They play strong run defense, and, there's a good chance we're going to have to hit some passes to score some points tonight.
You also are going to be facing probably the most balanced offense you guys have faced. I would say probably since the Heritage game, because they really are pretty balanced. They are a more run than pass, but their passing game has been pretty efficient with multiple guys that they get involved and target. What do you think your guys are going to have to do defensively against this group this week?
I think keys to victory defensively is, just don't miss a bunch of tackles, because they're going to try and get the ball in space to their receivers. I mean, they don't throw the ball down the field a lot. They will hit some vertical shots because they have two big outside receivers. But a lot of their passing game is a short to intermediate game, getting the ball in the hands of some really good athletes. So we just need to tackle well in space, and then continue to play good run defense. We've done that for the most part this year. Ever since after the first half of the Northside game, first half Northside, we were not very good against the run. And then ever since that point, our guys have really started to hone in on some details up front. And if we do that, if we play good run defense and tackle well in space, we'll have a good night defensively. But I think this is going to be a tight game, Jacob. I really do. I think this is going to be probably the best 4 seed that we've seen over the last 3 years. We've been fortunate enough to win district 3 years in a row. We played some pretty good teams in the first round, but Lake Dallas, I think, is probably going to be the best one that we've seen.
All right, Coach. We really appreciate you taking the time out, as always. Good luck tonight, and go Mustangs.
Go Mustangs.
That's the Grapevine head coach, Mike Alexander. We'll be back with more of the ER of Texas pregame show here in just a moment. You're watching Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Hi there, I'm Dr. Blankenship, Medical Director at ER of Texas, Colleyville. When you have an emergency, the last thing you want to do is wait. Yes, we have short and almost never have wait times at all. We have great staff, friendly physicians and nurses and techs, and they will take care of you and be thorough and give you the attention that you deserve and get you back on your feet.
At this time, I'd like to introduce the award-winning Grapevine High School varsity cheerleaders.
Welcome back to the ER of Texas pregame show, live here from Mustang Panther Stadium. Jacob Dedamore back here with you, along with Tim Smith. And right now, on the ER of Texas pregame show, it is time for this week's edition, I should say, of Tim's Takes. Tim, take it away, my friend.
Thank you, Jacob. A very special playoff edition. We're so excited that we finally made it to the playoffs, or as I like to call it, the real season. The Mustangs, well, they've been great all year, only having lost one game in pre-district play to Argyle, who's the #1 team in its class. Argyle is the only common opponent for Grapevine and Lake Dallas, and Lake Dallas also lost their game. Lake Dallas comes into the game losing 3 of their last 4, but they did win last week versus Denton with a fourth-quarter comeback to get them into this playoff game tonight. Grapevine, as we know, only lost 1 game, and their last game was a blowout. So let's look inside the numbers just a little bit. These two teams attacked in somewhat of a different fashion. While they both are going to run the ball and they're both pretty balanced, we see a lot of run after the catch from Lake Dallas. And so we expect a big passing game from Lake Dallas, or at least I'm trying to throw the ball. They've thrown for over 2,000 yards and 34 touchdown passes this year with Cade Boardman. Evan Baum, the senior quarterback for Grapevine, to put it in perspective, has just under 1,000 yards passing with 7 touchdowns through the air. So a pretty big discrepancy there. The mismatch here shouldn't be noticeable, though, because the Mustangs have only given up 892 yards in the air as a team, and we know that defense is very stingy. They get a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and that veteran secondary really makes it tough on receivers. The key tonight, as Coach Alexander said, is going to be tackling. The Mustangs, well, they're going to feature a great run game. Parker Polk leads the way with over 1,400 yards and 19 touchdowns on the ground. He averages just under 9 yards a carry, as we talked about in the open. The Mustangs have 49 total touchdowns on the ground this year, while Lake Dallas just has 12 rushing touchdowns. There's a clear mismatch there, and I think their ability to run the football, Grapevine should have a great night tonight. As I said earlier, one team will attack through the air, one will attack on the ground, but the Mustangs controlling the clock, slowing down the tempo, with that strong run game, I believe gives them the edge. Jacob, I love the playoffs, and especially here and now with the Texas High School playoffs underway. How do you see this one playing out?
I tell you what, this is going to be, for me, a matchup of strength versus strength on both, really, especially on the Grapevines, on the when Lake Dallas has the ball. We've seen this Grapevine defense this year shut down good offenses. But what we haven't seen them face this year very much is an offense that can do it both ways, okay? We talked about Lake Dallas and what they do through the air and on the ground. Their passing game is most definitely more prolific than their running attack, but their running attack is very solid. They are pretty much a 50-50 balance in run plays versus pass plays, but their passing game, because of the skill position players that they have, is definitely the more explosive of the two. Their two starting running backs tonight for this offense, Gray and Brockle, are averaging about 5.7, 5.8 yards a carry between the two of them, but they don't have a ton of touchdowns. That tells me that maybe they're using that run game in between the 20s, and when they get down inside the scoring zone, they're looking for those two big, tall receivers to try and get the ball into the end zone. And as you said, Bortman, we watched him warm up tonight. He's got good form, he's got a good arm, and you can see why the passing numbers are what they are. When you're completing 60% of your passes at the high school level, that is pretty solid completion percentage.
Yeah, and I tell you, I was watching Cade here in warm-ups. Absolutely love his mechanics. He's got great feet. The ball comes out of his hand very, very well. So I do expect to see him try to throw the ball. The key to me is going to be Grapevine and how they can control this clock by using the run game that they have. Now, we've seen the run game be explosive to the point where it's been 1 or 2 plays in a drive, and then you're not controlling the clock at all. But as long as you're scoring, that doesn't matter. I think the key for Grapevine to win this game, every drive ending a kick, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point, every drive ending a kick, and let's get a turnover or two.
And this Lake Dallas defense can be had. Looking at their numbers, especially over the back half of the season, their defense is not a shutdown defense by any stretch of the imagination. They gave up 48 points in an overtime win against Frisco Memorial. They gave up big second half comebacks to both Frisco Emerson as well as the other Frisco school they lost to earlier this year, which I'm blanking on, Frisco Independence, thank you. Gave up second half comebacks in both of those losses. Argyle got out in front of them and just kind of held them at bay for the rest of the night. Their defense is one that I believe Grapevine can have some success against, and as we were saying, this rushing attack for Grapevine, if they can get out in front and keep that Lake Dallas offense on the sideline, that's the best defense you can have.
Absolutely. The best defense is a good offense, and we know that. We're going to see a lot of play on the ground tonight for Grapevine. They have to control that. They have to control the tempo. But I expect them to come out of this one on top. We know what their goals are, and it starts tonight.
We're going to come back here. That's going to be our last segment here of the ER of Texas pregame show. We will take a break. Oh, we're going to stay here for just a moment. My fault. Players are starting to come out and do their come out of the locker room right now. Tonight, again, this is going to be a very fun evening here in the bi-district round.
We got a big crowd. There's a lot of energy. There's certainly a lot of people down in the student section.
And, this is almost a celebration of the seniors because senior night against Arlington Heights 2 weeks ago got rained out. Because of the thunderstorms in the area, everything got delayed. All pregame ceremonies got completely wiped out. So they did last night here at the stadium. They celebrated the seniors of not just the football team, but the marching band, the Phillies drill team, the cheerleaders, all the support groups. They had a ceremony honoring the seniors here last night. So as far as the game itself, they didn't get to honor their seniors that night. So this is, in many ways, kind of their senior night, especially for the football team and the band, the drill team, and the cheerleaders, because this is the final home game of the season, win or lose, because from here on out in the playoffs, it goes to neutral sites.
Yeah, this is going to be a big game tonight, especially for the seniors. Their last game playing at Mustang Panther Stadium. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be surreal for a lot of them. A lot of emotions will be floating around towards the end of this one tonight, but I expect to see a special performance by the Grapevine Mustangs. I expect them to really roll their way into the round 2.
The Mustangs right now doing the walk through the stadium.
Well, what a scene, Jacob. They're high-fiving the players as they go through. You got parents and cameras. Look at this. This is amazing.
This is it. This is the last game for the seniors. This will be their last game at Mustang Panther Stadium. And, just like last year with the senior class last year, there's no better place to do it than in the playoffs at home. Last year, the Mustangs got a big win in the first round of the playoffs, the bi-district round here at Mustang Panther. Looking for the same tonight against the Falcons of Lake Dallas.
They've certainly earned the right to be here. The way they've played and gotten better and better throughout each week. And so when you watch this, you got to be happy for them, right? But again, it's so exciting. We never had, I grew up in Chicago, we played football, we didn't have anything like this as crowds and running through the crowd. And you can imagine the emotions on the players right now, the adrenaline. It's giving me goosebumps.
The pageantry of Texas high school football is, in my opinion, unmatched than anywhere else in the country. Not that they don't do it well in other states, but they don't do it like they do it in Texas. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. No?
Our producer doesn't know what he wants us to do.
We're going to take our break now, and when we come back, we're going to have the Mustang Friday night. We're going to take a break, and you're going to see the highlight package here coming in to set things off tonight. When we come back, we'll have the coin toss for you as well as the opening kickoff. You are listening to Mustang and watching Mustang Friday nights on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
It's sundown in Texas, and the Mustangs are herding up.
This is Mustang football.
Sunset in Texas. This is Mustang football. Sun's down in Texas. Living it up in the fall.
This is Mustang football.
The lights are heating up now. This is Mustang football.
Mustang Nation, let's ride! This is Mustang football.
Hi there.
Excellent job by the Grapevine Mustang Marching Band on the national anthem. The Mustangs won the coin toss and elected to receive, so they will start on offense. Here are your starters for the Grapevine Mustang offense.
Travis Mason, studs.
Alex Holguin, offensive line.
Cy Owen, studs.
Hunter Cottle, offensive line.
Max Livingston, stud. Travis Mason,
Sammy Kelly, wide receiver.
Rondell Carradine, wide receiver.
Parker Polk, running back.
Evan Baum, quarterback.
Hank Miller, tight end.
Caden Cook, wide receiver.
Those are your starters for the Grapevine Mustang offense as they prepare to receive the opening kickoff from the Lake Dallas Falcons. The Falcons coming in tonight 7-3 in District 3-5A, Division II, and 3-3 in district play. The kicker for Lake Dallas is Lawan Lee, a senior, and he kicks a little squibber right down the middle of the field. It's picked up on a bounce by Sammy Kelly, up past the 35 to about the 38. Nice job by Kelly to go to that ball, pick it up on a nice bounce, and get a solid return. The Mustangs will start at their own 38-yard line. The starters on defense for the Lake Dallas Falcons: Gigi Ugachukwu at one defensive end, Kalindon Redmond at the other defensive end. Your two defensive tackles, Humphrey Kakuba and Gavin Coleman. Your middle linebacker, Riley Griffin. Your two outside linebackers, Xavier Rodriguez and Ian Roundtree. We'll give you the starting secondary in just a moment. Full house backfield on first down for the Mustangs. Snap back. It is going to be a handoff to Polk. He's dancing, gets across the 40 to about the 41 for a gain of 3 on first down.
Very solid tackle right there. I mean, Parker's the one that's going to set the tone for this offense. It looks like if he makes that man miss, he might have a ways to go. That's a very strong tackle right there to start off the game for the defense.
Your starting cornerbacks: Eli Koch at one cornerback, Zach Tips at the other. Your two starting safeties are Zinjin Gomez and Javon Washington. So 2nd and 7 for the Mustangs at their own 41, coming out in the power pistol here on second down. One wide receiver to each side. Now Miller steps up as an H-back. Going to be another handoff to Polk, trying to get the corner. He gets around to the outside and almost gets it, and is going to step out of bounds a couple of yards short of the first down at the 46. He was trying to get that corner. I almost think he'd have been better served to cut inside and try and cut up field. But still, solid gain on second down. It'll set up 3rd and 2.
Yeah, nice little run to get yourself ahead of the chains. Now you're in a 3rd and very short situation, which plays into what Grapevine wants to do offensively.
This Lake Dallas defense are going to run with 4 down linemen, or at least 4 down players, pretty much the entire ball game. They'll vacillate between 4-3 and a nickel look. Another power pistol here on 3rd and 2. Miller stepping up as an H-back. Snap is back, and now flag comes down. Play clock may have run out, and I think that is the case. Evan Baum took a little too long to get that snap off, and that's going to back him up 5 yards and probably changes your play call.
Well, we talked about controlling the clock, and they're doing a good job of that, but hey, you got to snap the ball before that clock runs out, right? So snap the ball a little bit quicker, and you're right. This is not what Grapevine likes to do. They do not like to be in 3rd and 7. This is certainly not ideal.
So back it up to the 41-yard line. 3rd down and 7 for the Mustangs, and now they're going to spread it out on 3rd down and go 4 wide, 2 to each side. Snap is back. Baum looking to throw, and he's going to drop it off to Polk. It's caught at the 45, but a nice open field tackle up to the 47-yard line. Great job that time by Lake Dallas to corral Parker Polk and keep him from getting the first down. He's a yard short, and at least for the moment, the Grapevine offense is going to stay on the field here.
Yeah, we don't see too often that one man is going to be able to take down Parker, but on the first 2 times that he touches the ball, the first 3 times, one man takes him down, 2 out of the 3. Very good tackling by Lake Dallas.
Middle linebacker number 24, Riley Griffin, was on the tackle that time. Now Baum steps back. We may see the quick kick, and that is what we see. It's a little quick punt by Baum. It's going to bounce inside the 20, take a nice Grapevine roll, and die at about the 11-yard line.
Great
so,
job.
At least show, I actually thought that maybe Grapevine might line up and try to give a hard count of some kind and show like they might go for it. 4th and a yard. I even thought they might think about snapping it only being 4th and a yard. Grapevine's running attack is so good, but Coach Alexander choosing to go the conservative route and play field position.
Yeah, I think when you're on your own side of the 50, you have to be a little bit more conservative at the beginning of the game. If that situation comes up later in the game, we might see him go for it.
We'll give you the starters for the Grapevine defense here after this play. 1st and 10, 3-wide setup for Lake Dallas. Little play action, pass on 1st down, pass is caught, out past the 20. Tackle broken, out past the 25 to the 27-yard line, caught by number 14, Evan Weiberg. Here's your starting defense for the Grapevine Mustangs.
Dalton Knapp, outside linebacker. Clayton Towery, athlete.
Devin Thomas, defensive tackle.
Tristan Sneed, outside linebacker. Latham Way, linebacker. Tyler Mears, linebacker. Dalton Knapp.
On 2nd down, something we rarely see is the quarterback Bortnam keeping it on a zone read and getting all the way into Grapevine territory down to the 23-yard line. A gain of 50 yards by Cade Bortnam. I got to think that's his long run of the year. We looked at the numbers for Bortnam, and he is not much of a runner at all. And that time he pulled it out and found open field and got all the way down inside the Grapevine 25.
Well, that defense is off a little aggressive, and they came in hot that time, and he just took advantage and ran down the sideline.
It will be a handoff on 1st down inside the 20 down to about the 17-yard line, a gain of 6 for Dylan Brockle, the leading rusher for this Lake Dallas ball club. As he gets a gain of 6 on 1st down, Brockle came into tonight with 798 yards rushing on the season, averaging 6.4 yards a carry and 4 touchdowns. So this Lake Dallas offense with a bit of a wrinkle thrown in with Bortnam carrying is now inside the red zone. Snap back, play action, going towards the end zone. That pass is caught. No, incomplete. The ball came out. Number 10, the wide receiver, Keondae Henry, who leads this team in touchdown catches this season with 10, went up to try and grab that one and could not quite come down with it. As he hit the ground, the ball came out and it goes incomplete. The pass was a little bit underthrown, which when you've got big receivers, that's kind of what you want to do. And a great play by Redmond Webb looked like he got his hand up in there to help knock the ball loose.
No, he sure did. That ball clearly needs to be thrown more to the outside with a little bit more air on it.
Handoff on 3rd down inside the 15 down to about the 13-14. It's going to be very close to a 1st down on 3rd and 4. We'll see where they mark it, as again, that was Brockle, and they are going to give him forward progress to the 13-yard line and a 1st down.
Well, they're just moving right down the field is Lake Dallas. No issues for their offense right now. Grapevine's going to have to wake up defensively.
First and 10 for Lake Dallas at the Grapevine 13. Zone keeper, Bortnam keeps it again, and he's going to get inside the 5 and is going to get inside down to the 3-yard line, down to the 2. An 11-yard run for Bortnam, and it's 1st and goal. Grapevine's going to have to make an adjustment because Bortnam is at least showing on this first possession that he's willing to run the ball.
Yeah, he's having his way with his legs right now. And like you said, the numbers didn't show that he was a very prolific runner, but he's having his way with the defense currently. 1st
and goal for Lake Dallas at the Grapevine 2. Snap back, handoff up the middle near the goal line. Looks like he's going to be just short as the carry that time.
You notice they've got one-on-one at the top. And we know that Blake has thrown 34, or Cade rather has thrown 34 touchdowns this year. This is the situation where you might see a quick fade to his tall receiver up at the top of the formation.
That was Brockle on the 1st down carry. He's the only running back in the setup here. And quarterback sneak this time for Bortnam. Did he get in? The referees say no. He tried to quick snap and go right behind his center, and it looked like he got stood up that time, and now they're going to call a touchdown. A very late signal. It looked like Bortnam got to the goal line and got pushed back, no signal. And then the line judge on the far side of the field came in and signaled touchdown late. It was very close regardless.
It looked like his second effort got him into the end zone.
I just thought I thought they were going to mark him short, and they decided to go ahead and give him the touchdown. So Lake Dallas gets us 3 and out on the first possession, drives down the field and goes 89 yards on the Mustangs and takes the early lead. The kick on the extra point is up, and it is good. 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Lake Dallas leads 7-0. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
121 2021, we love our Mustang football, and we also love our students. We're so excited for an opportunity to come alongside parents and schools as we shape the next generation of leaders.
And we love to welcome you and your whole family on a Sunday morning and your students to join us on a Wednesday night.
Our students have fun while learning to love God through His Word and also love others through selfless service.
All right, enough about what we can do for you. Let's get back to the game. Go Mustangs!
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Another squib kick, and is picked up at the 35, up to about the 40, 41, maybe the 42 that time. I think that may have been Devin Thomas. It was, as one of the upbacks. I'm trying to see. No, that's 39, not 99. My fault. That is, I don't have a 39 on my roster for Grapevine.
Oh, goodness.
One of the upbacks for Grapevine is the one who picked that up. And it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 42. Again, good starting field position for the Mustangs after they do a good job of recognizing squib kick and returning it. 1st and 10. Carradine coming in motion out of the slot. Sets up a full house backfield. Snap back. Going to be a handoff to Polk. Trying to get around the left side. Or no, that was Reed Watkins that time. As he only gets about a yard on 1st down, trying to get around the left side. Lake Dallas defense coming to play early. That was Quentin Matthews, the senior running back, number 39, who returned that kickoff, by the way.
Well, I'll tell you, this defense is certainly keying on number 4, Parker Polk. They know that he's the guy that gets this started. They won't kick it to him.
So Lake Dallas coming out strong early. Full house backfield again on 2nd and 9. Snap back, play action. Baum looking to throw, has a man. It's Parker Polk. He's got it inside the 30. He is going to walk this into the corral for a touchdown. Grapevine goes play action on 2nd and 9. Polk sneaks out of the backfield, and he takes it 57 yards to the house.
I'll tell you what, you play that type of defense where you are determined to stop the run and you fall into the play action trap. Evan Baum's been great at it all season. When he throws the ball, he's very deliberate with his throws. Great pass and catch by Parker as he's stumbling, but then is able to gather his balance and take off.
8th touchdown pass of the season for Evan Baum. Only the 2nd receiving touchdown for Parker Polk, but it's his 22nd overall touchdown of the season. Snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. 21st touchdown for Parker. 7:08 to go in the first quarter. We are all tied up at 7 apiece. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Kevin Hannigan, President of Prosperity Bank. We live by our promise to provide banking services our customers need with the excellent customer service they deserve, today and into the future. That's our Prosperity Bank promise.
At 121, we love our Mustang football, and we also love our students. We're so excited for an opportunity to come alongside parents and schools as we shape the next generation of leaders.
And we love to welcome you and your whole family on a Sunday morning and your students to join us on a Wednesday night.
Our students have fun while learning to love God through His Word and also love others through selfless service.
All right.
Grapevine goes the pooch kick route here to get things kicked off as Tate Scarborough handled the kickoff that time. It is caught by one of the upbacks for Lake Dallas inside the 25 and returned out to the Lake Dallas 32, which is where the Falcons will start their next possession. The Mustangs answer the touchdown by Lake Dallas with a big play strike of their own. This one actually gets into the end zone. 57 yards from Evan Baum to Parker Polk. 1st and 10 for Lake Dallas.
Now we're going to see what kind of adjustments Grapevine. They were sitting on the bench talking with their coaches. got to see how they're going to make the adjustments from last drive.
Going with a sweep out of the split back shotgun set on first down, and down goes Brockle.
Ooh, Hunter Lasher. What a tackle. What a play by Hunter Lasher, coming up from that strong safety, the freak position as they call it, and laying a smackdown on the running back.
Keying out of that split back shotgun set, they tried to go with a sweep that time, and yeah, Hunter Lasher came up and played it extremely well, dropping Brockle at the line of scrimmage for no gain, 2nd and 10. Now they go with a 3-wide set. Snap is back. Play action. Deep pass up the sideline, and that's going to be overthrown. Great coverage by C.J. Holmes that time on number 14, Evan Weinberg. Weinberg, a very big kid, listed at 6'4", 190. He looks bigger than 190 to me, but that's what they do list him as. And that along with the matchup of Keondae Henry on the other side at 6'3", 190, are going to be two of the key matchups tonight.
Well, CJ played that great. He gets out in front of the receiver, understanding that he has a right to go get that ball. He ran a better route than the receiver did at that time. No pass interference like he wanted because there was no pass interference.
Snap back on 3rd down, play action, pressure coming in, and down goes the Lake Dallas quarterback, Cade Bortnam, as the pressure, the blitz came in, and immediately getting the sack was Leighton Towery. He wasn't the only one in the backfield. He was just the first one to get there.
You know, Tyler Mears was in there as well, and I know there was at least one other Grapevine player that came in to make that sack. You just can't hold the ball that long against this Grapevine defense.
You know, we talk about Bortnam running the ball on that first possession. He's got okay speed as a straight-ahead runner, as we can see, but he is not a guy who's going to make you miss in the backfield. Snap back on the punt, and it's blocked. It's blocked. It's picked up inside the 10, inside the 5, and into the corral for the touchdown. Number 49 for the Grapevine Mustangs, Tatum Evans, picks up the block punt and returns it into the end zone, and the Mustangs have the lead.
Ooh, and you can feel the electricity in this building right now. It has gone crazy. All the players on the sidelines jumping up and down. Just too much pressure on the punt at that time. The block, the scoop, and score. That's playoff football.
Hudson Blake, the junior linebacker, 5'9", 180 pounds, was the one who got in there and got the hand on the punt for the block. Tatum Evans picked it up and scooted into the end zone for the touchdown. Hayden Rhodes on for the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Mustangs get the first big off-schedule play of the night, and they now lead 14-7 with 5:49 to go in the first quarter. This quarter is brought to you by our friends at 121 Community Church. We'll be back for the kickoff here in just a moment. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Each year across the United States, young lives are lost to sudden cardiac arrest, and our communities are left to pick up the pieces. That's what happened in April of 2009 when Zachary Schwa lost his life to an undiagnosed heart condition after collapsing suddenly during a Plano East Senior High School football practice. After his death, Zach's loved ones knew it was time to take action to protect young hearts across North Texas from this silent killer. Since its establishment in 2009, Living for Zachary has impacted thousands of families by providing heart screenings for ages 12 to 22, donating AEDs to youth-based organizations, and training community members in the use of CPR, all with the goal of saving lives. Sudden cardiac arrest doesn't wait, so we can't either. Schedule your child's heart screening today, apply for an AED for your organization, or make a donation that could change a life forever. Together, we can give our children's hearts a second chance. Join the movement to save young hearts at Living for Zachary.
The kickoff is a line drive, bounces at the 20, picked up and now into the open field out across the 35, and near the 40-yard line is number 26, Xavier Rodriguez, the linebacker. I believe that was 26, not 28. Yep,
Hunter Lasher may have saved the touchdown on that one, Jacob. Now, he got drugged a little bit, about 3 yards, but he did keep control, made the tackle. Otherwise, that might have been 6 points going the other way.
That was a 28-yard return from the 11 out to the 39-yard line by Rodriguez as he had the punt bounce in front of him, bounce off his chest. But when he picked it up, stepped out of an arm tackle around his legs and took off upfield. 1st and 10 for Lake Dallas, good field position at their own 39. Snap is back, handoff up the middle, and breaking a tackle in the backfield out across the 45 is number 5 for Lake Dallas, Sam McAfee. He's the other running back in this duo. And that time he broke a tackle. I believe that was Tristan Sneed about a yard behind the line of scrimmage. Got away from Sneed and ends up getting 7 yards on first down.
Yeah, it sure was Sneed, and that's a good effort by by that running back to come in and get any sort of yards on that. Grapevine played it really well.
Handoff on second down and getting dropped for a loss this time is McAfee, as it was Devin Thomas getting in the backfield. The backside on that play stayed with Bortnam, the quarterback, and they let the front side of the play take the running back, and Thomas drops Brockle for a loss of a yard to set up 3rd and 4.
And they're playing more gap control
McAfee,
defense now. They're playing more gap control, where earlier they were attacking. Now they strung that play out to where he had no more room, and Devin Thomas comes in and makes the big play.
McAfee coming into this game tonight had 567 yards on the season, 5.2 yards a carry. Snap back on 3rd down, play action. Borton's going to fire one deep down the middle of the field. Passes up, and it's knocked away. Redmond Webb, a great job that time of staying in front of the receiver without committing PI. And then when the wide receiver, number 10, Keonde Henry, went up, Redmond Webb went up too and helped knock the ball away.
Yeah, it seemed like there was some contact, but not enough to constitute a pass interference call. And these corners are really stepping up against these taller receivers.
So the punt team is on once again. Actually, it's the offense that's on the field. Bortnam is kind of dropped back like he's looking at a quick kick, and that is what he's going to do. Little end-over-end quick kick. It's going to get a great roll inside the 15 and inside the 10, or it's going to die right about the 10-yard line. So Lake Dallas, like Grapevine did earlier, employing the quick kick and getting a solid job out of their quarterback on a punt. We'll take a quick break. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
President of Prosperity Bank. We live by our promise to provide banking services our customers need with the excellent customer service they deserve, today and into the future. That's our Prosperity Bank promise.
At 121.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 10-yard line. Snap back, handoff on 1st down, up the middle, out across the 10 to about the 15-yard line is Parker Polk.
Just not a lot of room to run in between those tackles.
That was DeMontrez Dunn who took the handoff that time. So Dunn gets the 5-yard gain on 1st down. Nice punt that time by Bortnam.
Yeah, nice little crease right up the middle, so he's able to get that 4 to 5 yards. But they are really playing aggressively, is Lake Dallas's defense.
2nd and 5 now. Polk takes the handoff, gets across the line of scrimmage out to the 19. It's going to be about a yard short of the 1st down, a gain of 4 for Polk. And that'll set up 3rd and 1 for this Mustangs offense. Dunn now going to check back into the game as one of the tailbacks. Caden Cook will come off the field now. It's going to be 3rd and a short 2. They're going to mark it just outside the 18-yard line, it looks like. And only one wide receiver splits out wide. 2 tight ends, 2 running backs in the formation now. Full house backfield look now for Grapevine. Snap back, handoff up the middle, and it's going to be very close. It looked like Polk got the 1st down. Looks like he's going to get right to the line, and they're going to give him forward progress at the 20, so that will move the chains. Yeah, this Lake Dallas defense, you look at the numbers, they've given up a lot, especially on the ground this year, but right now they are very aggressive in the front 7 trying to get up and slow down this Grapevine running attack.
Well, and look how close the safeties are, so they haven't made the adjustment yet. This is when you can start thinking about another play action coming up within a few plays.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs. 2:45 to go here in the first quarter. Mustangs lead 14-7. This time they're going to go 2 wide receivers to the right here on 1st down. Both Wagner and Miller in the game as tight ends. Snap is his back. Play action. Baum looking to throw. He's going to fire one deep down the middle of the field. That pass is caught by Cook inside the 40 and down to the 35. Just a deep post route off play action. Cook had inside position. Baum laid it out in front of him, and it's a huge gain down to the Lake Dallas 35-yard line, a 45-yard catch.
Well, I had just talked about it, right? If you're going to keep your safeties at 8 yards off the line of scrimmage, typically safeties are going to be 12 to 14 yards. You're keeping them down in that box, and Grapevines continue to throw over the top.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs now at the Falcon 35-yard line. 45-yard catch for Caden Cook. Mustangs are going to come out with 2 backs on 1st down. Splits backs out of the shotgun. Snap is back, speed option this time. No, it's play action. They're going to swing it out to Dunn, who will make the catch. Not going to get much on the run that time. Baum was looking downfield, but decided to play it safe and pull it back and throw it out to Dunn. It's only going to be a gain of a yard.
Had he had a little bit more patience, Parker Polk could come open on the corner route, and he had him wide open at about the 20-yard line, but he felt it was safer to take that route. I mean, I understand it. I'm good with it.
By the time Polk came open, he was already throwing to Dunn. So, yeah,
just a little bit more patience.
By the way, Caden Cook came into tonight with 13 catches for 194 yards and 2 touchdowns, just a hair under 15 yards a catch. 2nd and 9 now for the Mustangs at the Lake Dallas 34. Speed option, pitch is out, caught by Carradine inside the 25, down to the 20, and a great run that time by Rondell Carradine, who moved into the backfield, as he will do from time to time. A gain on the play of 15 yards and a first down.
Yeah, they use him kind of like Percy Harvin used to get used up in Seattle. He plays in the running back. I mean, he's the fastest kid on the field.
They're using him like they used Parker Polk last year.
There you go. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
As a receiver and as a runner, Carradine, like C.J. Holmes, when he gets occasionally to check in on offense, has serious speed to burn.
Can't teach speed, Jacob.
1st and 10 at the 19 for the Mustangs. Carradine now goes into the backfield again. Snap is back. Another speed option. Carradine takes the pitch inside the 15 and down to the 14.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Gain of 5 yards for Carradine on first down.
I'd like to see that to the wide side, though. You know this.
Of course. That's one of your pet peeves. Rondell Carradine came into tonight with 218 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns, averaging 18.1, just under 18.2 yards a carry when he is a runner. He also came in tonight leading the Mustangs with 19 catches for 373 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air. So 8 touchdowns for that weapon that is Rondell Carradine.
Yeah, he's a player that can come in and change the whole tempo of what you're doing.
2nd and 5 now at the Lake Dallas 14. Snap is back. Hand off to Polk. He's got room inside the 10, inside the 5, and just tripped up at the 1-yard line. A gain of 13 yards for Parker Polk, and he nearly got that into the end zone.
Well, that's what we've been waiting to see, a little Parker Polka, and he finally got a little chance to work his feet inside the tackles and get upfield, and so close to that end zone now at the 2-yard line.
They mark him at the 2, so it ends up being a gain of 12 yards. And it looks like the Mustangs are going to let the clock run out here on the first quarter, as there was under 30 seconds. Now they're going to run out real quickly and maybe get a snap off. Let's see if they can get it. 2, 1, and no. They go ahead and let the clock run out. They were trying to see if they could get Lake Dallas into a penalty or something. But
that was risky.
If they had gone out there a couple of seconds earlier, maybe they could have pulled that off. All right, we're going to go to the second quarter. The Mustangs lead the Lake Dallas Falcons 14-7 here in the bi-district round of the 5A Division II playoffs. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Bottle Cap Alley is a place where hot food meets a cool vibe for big-time fun. We're the stomping grounds for friends and family to gather and enjoy themselves. Here, everybody is somebody. We take great pride in our food and the people we serve. So whether you're here to watch the game or just popping in for a quick bite, we're always happy to see you.
Do you feel your home is too humid and slightly musty? Do you have that room or side of the house you don't use because it's too hot or too cold? Do you have family members struggling with health issues or allergies? Then contact Energy Attic and transform your living spaces by transforming your attic. Energy Attic uses a 3-part energy reduction system to make your home or office as comfortable and energy efficient as possible, saving you money, reducing your carbon footprint, and improving indoor air quality. Who doesn't want to save money, breathe cleaner air, and sleep better? Energy Attic helps improve your home climate control, reduces those cold and hot pockets, makes it more comfortable throughout.
Back here at Mustang Panther Stadium for the start of the second quarter, the Mustangs had the ball 1st and goal at the Lake Dallas 2-yard line. Carradine coming in motion, snap back, handoff to Parker Polk. He's driving forward, flag is down. He's going to get stopped right at the line of scrimmage, but a flag is down on the play. It came right at the snap, which usually signals either illegal formation or offsides, one of the two. It is offsides.
There you go.
Lake
now
Dallas
half the distance.
Lake Dallas lined up in the neutral zone, so that'll move it to the 1-yard line. Still 1st and goal for the Grapevine offense. The Mustangs leading 14-7. They had a 57-yard touchdown pass from Evan Baum to Parker Polk, and then had a block punt return for a touchdown by Tatum Evans to give them the lead. First and goal at the 1-yard line now. Brady Wagner moves from the right side of the formation to the left. Snap back, Polk takes the handoff, and again just gets stuffed right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. We talked about, you can't blame them. This front seven is keying on Parker Polk right now. I actually think Baum would have been better served to pull that one out and run this. He would have had a walk into the end zone if he had.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's crashing down on Parker. You're absolutely right. He has a chance to get up that left side a little bit, and maybe the coaches will talk to him about that when he comes off the field here.
They actually said he lost a yard on that first down play, so second and goal now back at the 2. Snap is back. Again, Polk takes the ball. He's moving forward, but and the ball is out, and it's going to be recovered by Lake Dallas. A fumble by Parker Polk, which he rarely does, recovered by number 45, Tanner Moon, the junior defensive lineman. Polk got to about the 1-yard line, then got driven back, and as he got driven back, the ball came out and was ripped out. Actually, it just got punched out somewhere along that line, and a huge play right there, a touchdown, really a point-saving play, whether it be 3 or 7, a point-saving play by the Lake Dallas defense.
Yeah, I'll tell you, with 9 players in the box, I'd like to see a play maybe go back to that speed option that they ran earlier, get to the outside. Didn't happen. They tried to get up the middle, and Parker has an uncharacteristic fumble.
Covered at the 6, first down, and Bortnam is going to keep it and take off towards the sideline. He'll get about 4 yards, 3 maybe 4 yards before stepping out of bounds. He was looking downfield, didn't see anything, so he just took off. Gain out to the 10 is where they mark him out. Gain of 4 yards. That is a potentially massive swing play right here by Lake Dallas.
Absolutely. You were looking at being down 21-7 early in this game.
Second and 6 now for the Falcons at their own 10. In a 3-wide set here will be their primary formation with an H-back.
Now the H-backs are more there for pass protection, as we know.
Snap back, play action, pass deep up the sideline, looking for his man, and it's just overthrown. That time he was going for Nicky Gray, the senior wide receiver. Nicky Gray comes in at 5'11", 180, and even though they have the two big tall receivers on the outside, Nicky Gray is the player that leads this team in both catches and yards on the season.
He had about 2 steps there on his defender, which was number 6, Major Hecht. He had about 2 good steps. Had he connected on that, he might have gone for a touchdown.
3rd and 6 now for Lake Dallas. They go with a stacked formation on the right with a 4-wide setup here. On the left, I should say. It's the near side of the field. And now they're going to call a timeout as the Lake Dallas coaching staff did not like what they see. Real quick, let's introduce the starting secondary for the Grapevine Mustang defense.
Redmond Webb, defensive back.
Hunter Lasher, safety. Major Hecht, free safety. Drew Nelson, safety. CJ Holmes, DB, running back.
Redmond Webb, defensive back.
Each week, the varsity team dinners are sponsored by a local restaurant. The Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club would like to give special thanks to Costa Vida for sponsoring the Mustang Power Up this week. The Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club appreciates Costa Vida keeping the Mustangs fueled up and ready to win the day. So after that timeout, Tim, you called it as you were describing after the play there. They had Gray up the sideline behind the defense that time. If the pass had been on target, that was probably a 6 points.
And it wasn't overthrown by much, maybe a yard, maybe 2 yards.
3rd and 6 at the 10-yard line. They go with an empty backfield set, a bunch formation on the near side. Snap back, bubble screen. Pass is caught up near the 10, but it's not going to get there. Going to be about 2 yards short of the first down as the Mustangs played that very well. The pass caught that time by number 12, Eli Koch, who is one of the starting defensive backs on this team. And according to the numbers I have, that's his first catch of the season. They brought him in as a 5th wide receiver. and ran a bubble screen to him out of the bunch formation, but the Mustangs stopped at 3 yards short.
It's a very exotic screen there to the receiver. I haven't seen that before. I like the play design. I think the ball came out a little bit late, which allowed Grapevine to make the concession and come up and make the tackle.
Latham way on the tackle. The snap is way off on the punt, but it gets away. End over end kick is going to bounce and roll to about midfield and down to about the Grapevine 48, where it will be killed. But again, a really poor snap that time. Great job by the punter for Lake Dallas to not only move to his left and catch that, but also get it away, because that could have been very dangerous.
Sure could have been. We saw it last week where the ball went over the punter's head, and the punter from last week's game from who did they play last week? Timberview?
Triple Tech.
There you go, Triple Tech. He had to catch the ball one-handed a few times last week, so we'll see if that comes up again later in this one.
The punter is Parma White, and he may have saved Lake Dallas another touchdown right there. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 48. Speed option. Pitch out to Carradine, who breaks a tackle, gets across midfield, and then dropped after a gain of only about 2. Much better job that time by Lake Dallas playing that speed option. Number 26 for the Falcons, Xavier Rodriguez, the linebacker, making the tackle.
Yeah, they really strung that one out, didn't they? I think they kind of had an inkling that was coming again with Carradine in the backfield. And instead of being as aggressive, they too went to more of a gap control to spread that thing out and get him to the sideline.
2nd and 8 now for the Mustangs at midfield. They're going to go 3 wide this time with the Mustangs. Snap back, hand off to Parker Polk. Again, not much room up the middle. This this Lake Dallas defensive front is doing a really good job against a very good Grapevine offensive line of filling up holes and not giving Polk much room to run there. Bit of a poor spot, if you ask me. They mark him down at the 49-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, setting up 3rd and 7.
Yeah, they got these 7 men in the box, and I'll tell you, they are doing a fantastic job on this running game, especially in between the tackles, which we haven't seen Grapevine have too much issues with throughout the season this year.
Coming out this time in almost an I formation out of the pistol. Snap is back, play action. And it's going to be kept by Baum. He's going to get to the open field. He's going to get the first down. Great run by Evan Baum that time, as he almost got like a little half step like he was going to pitch, and then cut up the field, broken arm tackle, and got down to the 41 of Lake Dallas for a 9-yard gain and a first down.
Evan Baum really makes good decisions when they're in the option package. And that time, great decision to keep it himself. He does break through an arm tackle. You've got people blocking downfield, Parker Polk blocking downfield. You like to see that.
1st and 10 at the Falcon 41-yard line, 8:05 to go in the first half. Play action, little swing pass out to Carradine, makes the catch, gets inside the 40 down to the 35 before he's brought down, a gain of 6 that time.
Good block by Caden Cook out there on the outside. That play doesn't get any yards unless Caden Cook is making his block.
They mark him down at the 36, so it's only a gain of 5, but Zinjan Gomez, the safety, was the primary man in on the tackle that time.
Yeah, the block gave him about 4 extra yards.
Javon Washington was the safety, along with the linebacker Xavier Rodriguez, who is having a very active first half for the Falcon defense.
This defense is very sound from what we're seeing so far.
2nd and 5 now for the Mustangs. 2 receivers to the right here on 2nd down. Snap back, another handoff to Polk, trying to find room. This time he finds some room, and it's going to be very close to the first down. Looks like he's going to be just about a yard short, gain of 4 yards. Right now, it's workmanlike stuff in the middle between the tackles for this defense. Polk usually is good at finding gaps and dancing through, but there's just not many gaps to run through.
No, he had to give his best Reed Watkins impression and just put his head down and run over some people.
Might want to see if you can get Polk a little bit on the edge.
Yes, I'd love to see that. A little swing pass or something along those lines.
3rd and a yard now for the Mustangs. Watkins in the backfield this time. Snap back, handoff to Watkins, and he's going to get big yardage inside the 25 down to the 22-yard line. Nice run that time from Watkins, a gain of 10 yards. That was one of the better holes we've seen tonight between the tackles.
You know what I love about that? Reed Watkins is all the way down the field, and you have 3 Grapevine offensive linemen lying on top of 2 Lake Dallas players. That's where that hole was broken up for him to run, and you're just seeing pancakes with extra syrup all over the field on that particular play.
6.5 minutes and counting to go in the first half. The Mustangs lead 14-7. Back down in the scoring area, 1st and 10. Snap back. It is going to be a handoff up the middle. Not much room, maybe a yard down to the 21 that time as they hand it off to the up back. I believe that was Reed Watkins they gave the ball to that time, and they just collapsed around him.
Yeah, the guard pulls out to the right, but he decides to go left. Not sure what he saw there because he ran away from his pulling guard that was pulling for him to the right side.
Maybe a little miscommunication there up front that time.
Could have been.
2nd and 9 now at the 21 of Lake Dallas. 2 tight ends, 2 running backs in a packed formation here on 2nd down. Snap back, speed option, play action. Baum's going to let it go. That pass is almost intercepted. That was a great play that time by the safety, Zinjan Gomez, who read it, dropped back, and got his hands on it. He was going for Parker Polk on the wheel route up the sideline, and Gomez nearly picked that off.
Yeah, that's one of those where you're going to have to throw that a little bit harder, I think. There's just a little bit too much air. He tried to finesse it in there. I think if he's able to throw a little bit harder towards the back shoulder, I think we have a completion. But an excellent play by Lake Dallas on defense.
Well, and give credit to Javon Washington, the safety, who came over and was getting to Polk as the ball was coming in. Snap back on 3rd down. Little swing pass caught by Polk, that is C.J. Holmes, and a great open field tackle at the 15, preventing a first down that time. As coming in to make the tackle, I believe that was Zinjan Gomez, the safety. We'll see on the replay. But it looked like Holmes was going to break that tackle and get the first down, and just a great open field stop by the Lake Dallas defense.
Yeah, he makes the first man miss, but not the second man, and there was friends coming. So, again, very sound defense by Lake Dallas. Good tackling, as we've seen all night from them, which has really kept them in the game.
That was actually number 20, Zach Tips, the starting cornerback. And that'll bring on the field goal team, a 32-yard field goal for Hayden Rhodes. Snap is down. The kick is a line drive kick, and it is no good. He hooked it to the left that time. Low kick, looked like he kind of got the middle of the ball. And back-to-back possessions now inside the red zone for the Mustangs, and no points.
Yeah, and that's something that can hurt you later on in the game, right? If Lake Dallas takes advantage here, they could easily tie the game, and they get the ball coming out of halftime. So this is a big moment for Lake Dallas to see some control here.
Mustangs could easily be up 2, possibly 3 scores right now, but a great play by the Lake Dallas defense inside the 5 to force a fumble, and now a missed field goal by Hayden Rhodes keeps it a 1-score game. 3 wide on first down for the Falcons at their own 20-yard line. 4:46 to go here in the first half. Snap is back. It's going to be a handoff on first down up the middle, out past the 25 to about the 26 that time. As I believe that is Brockle, who is in at tailback right now. Check that. Nope, it is McAfee. Sam McAfee, number 5, the 5'7", 155-pound junior. Gets 6 yards on first down. Now some tempo from the Falcons. Not letting Grapevine have time to sub. They're not so much running tempo as just not letting Grapevine substitute. Snap back, another handoff on second down. Broken tackle into the second level, out across the 30 to the 34 is McAfee that time. Bit of a delayed handoff. Was able to shoot through a gap and get to the second level quickly because Grapevine was coming on a blitz that time.
Yeah, Major Heck, he's been big throughout the entire season, and he had to save the day there with a big tackle in the middle of the field.
12 yards for McAfee. 1st and 10 at the 38 now for the Falcons.
Hunter Lasher was in on that last tackle as well.
Now we're going to get a false start against Lake Dallas, as again, they're not so much running tempo as they're just lining up immediately and then getting the call, which doesn't allow Grapevine to substitute. And that time when they got lined up, then somebody moved around and flinched.
They're doing what we thought Grapevine would do. Take time off the clock, control the tempo. They're in a position now where they want to score with as little time left as possible.
Well, they get the ball.
No hurry.
They get the ball to start the third quarter, so that's what the coaching staff for Lake Dallas is trying to pull off here. They're trying to see if they can score at the end of the half and then get the ball back to start the third. Jason Young, the head coach. Jason Young, the head coach, is in his 2nd season as the head coach. Has been at Lake Dallas for this is his 11th season on the coaching staff, his 2nd year as head coach. And again, this is the first playoff appearance for the Falcons in 4 years.
That's got to be exciting for these seniors.
Back to the 33-yard line now, 1st and 15. Snap back. Bortnam is going to step up and take off. Quarterback draw out across the 40 to the 44-yard line. That was not a scramble play. That was a called run for Bortnum on first down, and he gets 9 yards.
Certainly looked that way, and for a quarterback that we saw that wasn't too prolific with his legs, he sure is having a good night tonight.
Yeah, we've seen that if he takes off, he'll get straight ahead on you. 11 yards actually on that carry. 2nd and 4 now. Great call on first down. Give the Lake Dallas coaching staff credit there.
Hunter's showing blitz down here a few seconds ago, and wonder, yep, here he goes.
Snap back, play action, pass is deflected. The blitz came in and they got to the pass. Lasher got stopped, but C.J. Holmes did not. He came from his slot corner spot. Lasher came from his safety position. They blitzed from each side, and
sure
Holmes
did.
got up in the air and knocked the pass down.
Yeah, that was just a really good blitz there, really well timed. You're coming at him from both angles. He's got to get the ball out, and the ball gets tipped. He took a pretty good shot at the end of that one.
That sets up 3rd and 4 now for the Falcons at their own 44-yard line. 2:55 to go here in the first half. Grapevine leading 14-7. Snap back, play action. Little swing pass caught by the H-back out across midfield to the Grapevine 46-yard line. We've seen, that's the second thing we've seen tonight, that Lake Dallas going a little bit off schedule and against tendency here in this ball game. Blakesy, the H-back, that's only his 2nd catch of the season. As he catches that, he swings out across, he goes across the formation behind the line and leaks out and gets the first down.
Yeah, for whatever reason, they just let him go by, and they were keyed in on the running back thinking it was going to be a run play, and he's wide open. We see that play in the NFL every week.
1st and 10, play action. This time Bortnum keeps it and gets stuck behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to end up getting only a 1-yard loss on forward progress, but Devin Thomas was back there along with, I believe, Tyler Mears, and they just stuffed Bortnum behind the line of scrimmage.
Bortnum, please meet the defensive line and linebackers for the Grapevine Mustangs. That was nowhere for him to go, and he was just a target sitting in the pocket.
2nd and 11 now at the 47, under 2 minutes to go in the first half. 3 wide set. Shotgun snap back, play action. Pass up the sideline. That pass is going to be caught. Flags come in.
I think you're going to have offensive interference, Jacob.
This could go either way. It is a catch at the 32-yard line. A great catch that time by Weinberg. But we'll see what the penalty is. It was grabbing by both players. We'll see who they call this on. If it stands, it's going to be a 15-yard catch and a first down. We'll see what the penalty is. Holmes was right there, and both players were engaged with each other. They're going to call it on C.J. Holmes, and it'll be declined. Could have gone either way, be honest with you, on that penalty, because C.J. had a hold of him, Weinberg, they had a hold of each other, and the flag came out. So it's a 15-yard catch by Weinberg on the sideline. A great job staying in bounds, by the way, by Weinberg. So 15 yards, moves it to the Grapevine 32, 135 and counting. And as we said, Lake Dallas is trying to drain all this clock and see if they can score right before the end of the half. 1st and 10 at the Grapevine 32. They're going to go trips left this time. Snap is back. It's going to be a handoff to McAfee. He's going to get about 3, maybe 4 yards before he gets dropped down. They're going to mark him at the 29-yard line, as coming in to make the tackle was Tristan Sneed, number 35.
A little surprising that they're running the ball there with a minute left.
Well, they still have 2 of their 3 timeouts to play with.
They sure do.
Ty Hohenberger is actually who made the tackle that time. Snap back on 2nd down, end around this time, and great job by the Grapevine defense to play that and stuff it right across the line of scrimmage. Devin Thomas just strung it out wide. They gave that ball to Nicky Gray, the wide receiver coming in motion out of the slot. Tried to catch Grapevine on the end around, and Devin Thomas was having none of it. They did give him forward progress down to the 27, so it is a gain of 2.
No joy there for Lake Dallas, like you say, as they try to get that reverse in there. Now 28 seconds to go.
3rd and 5, snap back, Bortnum getting blitzed, little swing pass, a screen, it's caught, makes a man miss inside the 30 and down to the 25 by McAfee. Tried to get the screen, but Grapevine was ready for it. The only reason it wasn't a loss was because of the individual effort of Sam McAfee to spin away from a couple of Grapevine defenders and get 2 yards to the 25, and now timeout has been called. I did not see who called it. It may have been the Grapevine, may have been trying to, it is Lake Dallas. They just took it off the board, so Lake Dallas called their second timeout. They have one left. It's 4th and 3 at the 25.
Hunter Lasher comes in hot off the blitz like a torpedo. Quarterback, if that wasn't a screen pass, that quarterback may be not feeling so good, but he gets the ball out, gets it over Hunter Lasher's arms, but then the tackling on the back end just too good.
We're going to take a quick break. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Hey, Mustang fans, have you been meaning to get to the dentist and it just keeps getting pushed back to the list for tomorrow? Well, today, let me introduce you to Dr. Chip Mercer in Fielder Park Dental, where they're creating and restoring beautiful smiles. They're a full-service dental office that provides everything from your basic dental cleanings to more advanced care like implants and Invisalign orthodontics. Online at fielderparkdental.com or call 817-275-4817 for an appointment. Conveniently located in North Arlington, Dr. Mercer's a proud Mustang dad.
4th and 2, and the field goal team is on. 42-yard field goal. The snap rolls back, and it's on the ground. Fire play, and Lake Dallas is going to get dropped behind the line of scrimmage at the 39-yard line, and the Mustangs will take over. The snap rolled back to the holder, which is Bortnam, but we have a flag down on the play, and Grapevine may get called for offsides here.
What a shame. Number 8, Redmond Webb comes in and slings the kicker to the ground. They think they're going to get the ball back, but the penalty is going to give Lake Dallas another chance to score.
Yeah, that's going to give them, it was 4th and 3, so that's going to give Lake Dallas a first down. Now, there's only 13 seconds left in the half, but this is the kind of area where they could throw one up to these two tall wide receivers and try and get in the end zone. Wow, 3 huge momentum swinging plays in this first half, and all 3 of 4 momentum swinging plays, 3 have gone the way of Lake Dallas so far.
Yeah, and that's not the recipe for winning football. It's a good thing we're about to go to halftime, and Grapevine's going to have to really get their stuff together.
1st and 10 at the 20, 13 seconds left. Snap back to Bortnam. He is going to fire one deep. Back to the end zone. It is incomplete. Trying to hit number 10, Keonde Henry. It was played well that time as Hunter Lasher was ready for that, and he went over and was playing that like a center fielder with Redmond Webb on underneath coverage, and that ball fell incomplete.
Yeah, they're just back there in a cover 2 at that point, covering up the 2 big receivers, doubling with the safeties, and I don't know what he was looking at because Hunter was sitting there waiting for him like he was returning a punt, and it looked like he just threw it blind perhaps. He said, I got my big guy down there, I'm just going to give him a chance.
2nd and 10 at the 20, 8 seconds to go. 4 wide, snap back. Henry's going to go to the other side this time. That pass is up in the air and knocked away. Great coverage by C.J. Holmes. Careful, C.J.
Yeah,
don't be getting a penalty on
that
now.
That.
C.J. was playing that again, looking at the ball the whole way and just went up and knocked the pass away. That leaves 3 seconds left on the clock, and now the field goal team is going to come back on for Lake Dallas. This one will be from 37 yards out. Again, the last attempt, it was just a bad snap. The snap rolled back to the starting quarterback, Bortnam, who's the holder. 37-yard field goal try just inside the right hash, and now timeout is called by Coach Alexander as they want to ice the kicker a little bit with 2 seconds to go.
I like it. Ice the kicker. Nothing better in football than icing the kicker.
We'll take a quick break as they call this timeout. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
So I think one of the most important parts of dentistry is the patient education and the emphasis on preventive care. And I think our office, along with all of our hygienists, do a really great job in the patient care and patient education. We can fix problems all day long, but if the patient doesn't know what's causing those problems, then we're not giving them the tools to fix them. And so that's one of our main goals here at Fielder Park.
For 13 straight years, Forbes.com has named Prosperity as one of America's best banks. To Prosperity's customers and employees, thank you for helping us maintain this national distinction. Prosperity Bank, real bankers, not just a bank.
After the timeout, this quarter brought to you by our friends at Fielder Park Dental. 2 seconds to go in the first half. The Lake Dallas Falcons on for a field goal try from 37 yards out. The snap is down. The kick is blocked. It's bouncing. It's picked up by Webb. He's on the move. Inside the 40, inside the 35, and he's brought down. A touchdown saving tackle by the starting quarterback, Cade Bortnam, but we do have a flag back here at the 45. 2 flags, actually. So I think if Redmond Webb had gotten away and scored, this may not have counted regardless.
Yeah.
We'll see what the penalty is.
No matter what, it's a block kick. There's no points for Lake Dallas. The half is going to come to an end.
Cade Bortnam got on his horse and was able to angle off Redmond Webb to save the touchdown potentially. But it's a block kick, the second block kick of the half. As I believe, was that C.J. Holmes who came in that time and got the block?
Oh, I didn't see who blocked it.
Yes, it was C.J. Holmes who came in off the corner and got the block. So each team now, the Mustangs had just a miss-hit on their field goal, and this one for Lake Dallas was blocked. Referees are still conversing, and now they're talking to the Lake Dallas head coach. We'll see what the call is here. You would think the half is going to end on this, but we'll see. It is a personal foul against Grapevine. It's going to be declined. My guess is probably a blindside block of some kind, or an illegal block of some kind. So that will end the first half. The Mustangs special teams come up with 2 huge plays to not only give them the lead, but preserve the lead that they have. And they will go into the half with the Mustangs leading the Lake Dallas Falcons by a score of 14-7. When we come back, we will have the halftime show for you. It is the Prosperity Bank halftime show, and we'll see the Grapevine Mustang Marching Band as well as the Grapevine Mustang Phillies. This is Grapevine Mustang Football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Do you feel your home is too humid and slightly musty? Do you have that room or side of the house you don't use because it's too hot or too cold? Do you have family members struggling with health issues or allergies? Then contact Energy Attic and transform your living spaces by transforming your attic. Energy Attic uses a 3-part energy reduction system to make your home or office as comfortable and energy efficient as possible, saving you money, reducing your carbon footprint, and improving indoor air quality. Who doesn't want to save money, breathe cleaner air, and sleep better? Energy Attic helps improve your home climate control, reduces those cold and hot pockets, makes it more comfortable throughout, and saves you up to 40% on your energy bill. It's fast and easy to schedule your free Energy Attic audit. Simply visit energyattic.com and fill out the form. Virtual appointments are available as well. Now is the time to get your project started, so let Energy Attic show you how much you can love the comfort of your home. energyattic.com. Attic solutions to transform your life.
I'm Kevin Hannigan, President of Prosperity Bank. We live by our promise to provide banking services our customers need with the excellent customer service they deserve, today and into the future. That's our Prosperity Bank promise.
Living in North Texas provides all of us with an amazing quality of life, including an affordable cost of living, outstanding schools, unbelievable cultural opportunities, and the best sports around. But we also have to put up with severe storms. Hi folks, Champion Sports Radio President and Founder Thomas Lee here to tell you when a hail or windstorm comes through your neighborhood, do what we did and call Greenleaf Roofing. Greenleaf Roofing is a fully insured, locally owned and operated company built on the values of amazing craftsmanship, affordable options, and innovative solutions. And they are proud that those values still stand as a foundation for their business today. And did I mention Greenleaf Roofing has 24-hour emergency service available? It's nice to know Greenleaf Roofing will be there in a hurry if you need them. After the first experience, I became a customer for life and have used them on 3 different homes. But don't just take my word for it. Learn about the Greenleaf Roofing difference yourself by calling them at 972-379-9109 or go online to greenleaf-roofing.com to find out how you can get your free quote. Greenleaf Roofing, the #1 choice for all your roofing needs.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
This is freedom, a uniquely American way of life, where values are shaped by heavy lifting. This is Texas. This is America. This is classic. Get the freedom to choose. Like Texas, Classic leads the way. The largest selection of Silverados at the #1 Chevrolet dealership in the nation. Reserve yours now at Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
For 13 straight years, Forbes.com has named Prosperity as one of America's best banks. To Prosperity's customers and employees, thank you for helping us maintain this national distinction. Prosperity Bank, real bankers, not just a bank.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores. 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Jacob Dedamore back here at the Prosperity Bank halftime show. Your halftime score, the Grapevine Mustangs lead the Lake Dallas Falcons by a score of 14-7 in this bi-district playoff game. And right now we're going to take you down to the field for some of the sights and sounds of high school football in Texas at halftime as we give you the Lake Dallas High School Marching Band. That is the Lake Dallas High School Marching Band performing their halftime routine for you. We are going to throw it to a break here on the Prosperity Bank Halftime Show. When we come back, we will bring you the Mustang Phillies drill team and the Grapevine Mustang Marching Band. This is the Prosperity Bank Halftime Show on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
I'm Kevin Hannigan, President of Prosperity Bank. We live by our promise to provide banking services our customers need with the excellent customer service they deserve, today and into the future. That's our Prosperity Bank promise.
At 121, we love our Mustang football and we also love our students. We're so excited for an opportunity to come alongside parents and schools as we shape the next generation of leaders.
And we love to welcome you and your whole family on a Sunday morning and your students to join us on a Wednesday night.
Our students have fun while learning to love God through His Word and also love others through selfless service.
All right, enough about what we can do for you. Let's get back to the game. Go Mustangs!
Hey guys, this is Jose with Infinity Solar. Today we're out here in McKinney, Texas. 48 panels, 18.24 kilowatts, which yearly they're gonna get a total production of 20,664 kilowatts. That's more production than they need, so the electrical company will be able to give them credit for some of that energy that they're gonna be saving. Today we have the Seal Fab panel. It's a US manufactured, comes with a 30-year warranty, some of the best warranties in the industry right now. A job this size usually takes companies 2 days to complete. We're gonna knock it out in 1 day. So that works great for our customers. That way they don't have to worry about taking 2 days off from work. They just have to take 1 day, maybe even half a day off their job. So we'll get this customer up and going, ready for the city inspection, and get them up and going with their system.
Jacob Dedamore back here at Mustang Panther Stadium. Your halftime score, Grapevine leads Lake Dallas by a score of 14-7 in this bi-district round in 5A Division II here on the Prosperity Bank Halftime Show. And right now we are going to take you back down to the field for some more sights and sounds of high school football halftime as the Grapevine Mustang Phillies drill team and the Grapevine Mustang Marching Band perform their halftime routines.
President Reassuring Boston, Vice President Ellen Crenshaw, Philanthropy Chair Molly Hilton, Chancellor Amy Daniels, Secretary Haley Williams, Historian Sarah Randolph, and Social Media Administrator Kathleen Manning-Lou. Please welcome to the field the Grapevine Baptist Dance Team. They're under the direction of Chrissy Hicks, assisted by Amanda Burke. This week's staff recognition is our top Mustang of them all, our Grapevine High School principal, Mr. Alex Stingler. Thank you for being an amazing principal and for your support of the Phillies. This week's Spirit Girl is Hannah Marchbanks. Rookie of the Week is Sydney Wallace. And our Philly Honor Girl is Kayla Lutz. The Phillies will be performing a powerful Palmer 10-2 fireball. Studio. Attention all middle and elementary school students. Sign up today for the Phillies Junior Dance Clinic taking place on January 27th, sponsored by Harlan House. For more information, visit the Phillies website at ghsphillies.org. And remember, go Bucks! Now, please welcome to the field the Grapevine High School percussion. Tonight, the percussion will be performing their competitive show in preparation for the Lone Star Classic tomorrow at Marcus High School. Grapevine show is entitled The Elements of Design, Line, Shape, and Color, includes music of Phil Glass, Randy Newman, Peter Boyer, and Dave Bly. Now, Grapevine High School is proud to present drum major Audrey Blessing, and his niece Philip, and the Grapevine percussion.
That was the Grapevine Mustang Marching Band and the Grapevine Phillies drill team. We're going to take another break here on the Prosperity Bank halftime show. When we come back, we'll talk about what we saw in the first half and get you ready for the start of quarter number 3. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
I'm Kevin Hannigan, president of Prosperity Bank. We live by our promise to provide banking services our customers need with the excellent customer service they deserve, today and into the future. That's our Prosperity Bank promise.
Here at Fielder Park Dental, relieving dental anxiety is the objective of our entire office staff. It starts from the person that answers their very initial call, all the way through to the doctor that's providing treatment. A warm, friendly voice that's patient-centered, focused on what the patient's concerns are, is the very first place that we try to alleviate anxiety. All the way through to when the patient arrives, we have taken very good care of welcoming them and then bringing them out and making them feel like they're a part of the family. Because in this office, they actually are once they're here. And so when they come back to the back of the office to the treatment chairs, their anxiety level is already lower. Now, when I walk in the room, I understand it goes up a little bit, but then I try to use a friendly tone with them and try to help them feel like they're in control. They can say stop at any point. To me, it's more relational than it is any small little pill we can give them or nitrous oxide. We can do those things, but to me, we can lower that anxiety level way before we ever get to that.
Jacob Dedamore and Tim Smith back here with you at Mustang Panther Stadium. This is the Prosperity Bank halftime show. The Grapevine Mustangs leading the Lake Dallas Falcons by a score of 14-7 at the half. And as we come back into the press box here, Jacob Dedamore, as I said here, along with Tim Smith. And Tim, this has been a first half that we did not expect. Both teams going against tendency, and both defenses, after a couple of big plays given up, have made adjustments and stepped up and slowed down the other team's offense.
Yeah, we've seen some very dominant defense by both sides. The difference right now is the special teams by Grapevine having blocked a field goal attempt and blocking a punt and doing a scoop and score for the touchdown.
That has been the difference in the game. That's where the 7-point differential comes from. But I talked about going against tendency. Right now, Grapevine coming in this season, obviously a great ground team. Lake Dallas defensively is doing everything they can to stop that inside running attack of the Mustangs, which has been so potent this year, and they have done the job. Conversely, the passing attack for the Lake Dallas Falcons has been their more prolific part of their offense, and right now the Grapevine defense has really, in many respects, shut down the Lake Dallas passing game. Grapevine is out-passing Lake Dallas. Lake Dallas is out-rushing Grapevine.
That's why you got to love playoff football. You never know what's going to happen, right? It's one game. Everything's on the line to play next week, and that's what we're seeing, a little bit of opposite of what we talked about at the top of the show. So I think for Grapevine at this point, I'm looking for them to spread the ball out a little bit more, get those formations out, because you got 7 to 8 guys in the box, get them out of that box, and then start doing some things with your run game, because if that run game doesn't take off, it's going to be hard for them for the rest of this one to score points offensively.
I think you're right. I think that is kind of what you need to see Grapevine do, see if they can loosen up that Lake Dallas defense by doing some spread, because when they're in there with 2 running backs and a tight end or 2 tight ends, you see that Lake Dallas defense just packing the box in and not giving Grapevine anywhere to go. The other side, I think the Grapevine secondary, there have been a couple of missed throws from Cade Bortnam where he maybe could have connected for big plays. But the Grapevine secondary, I think, has done a great job of staying with these receivers and not really giving any open looks for Bortnam to find guys.
No, and they're getting good pressure, and that's always going to help your secondary. The best way to cover the pass is to have a great pressure defensive line, and that's what they've done. They've kept Cade off balance a little bit. We've seen some blitzes coming from the secondary. So Grapevine's mixing it up and really keeping Lake Dallas on their heels.
The one big play so far, Tim talked about the special teams, the block punt for a touchdown for Grapevine. Each team has misfired on field goals. Grapevine had a field goal miss by Hayden Rhodes. Lake Dallas had a bad snap on one that got wiped out for penalty, and then a few plays later had their field goal attempt blocked at the end of the first half. So those kind of cancel each other out. Right now, probably the biggest difference maker in the game right now has been Parker Polk's only second fumble of the season when he was at the Lake Dallas 1.
Yeah, and that's a situation, again, where I'd like to see them go a little bit wider. They had 9 guys in the box there. Parker just didn't have a chance, and the ball pops loose. Hate to see that. Very uncharacteristic of Parker.
So as the teams have now come back down onto the field, we're going to get ready now for the start of the second half. As I mentioned, the Lake Dallas Falcons will be starting with the football here as Grapevine won the toss and took the opening kickoff to start the game. So it will be Lake Dallas who ended the first half on offense. They'll be starting the second half out on offense this time, so that Grapevine defense will need to step up.
Absolutely, and that's what we're looking for right off the bat. Put that Grapevine defense in a position to start winning the field position battle going into the second half.
So the kickoff team coming back out. As we saw earlier in the game, it's Tate Scarborough out there kicking off. So looks like they're going to try and stay away from this trifecta of return men that Lake Dallas likes to go with back on their special teams. They had a little pooch kick earlier, did Scarborough. He's out there to try and see if he can do the same thing again. It is Gray, Brockle, and Rodriguez who are back deep for Lake Dallas.
There's a big gap there between the 30 and about the 17-yard line. That's someplace where they could really have a nice little pooch kick over that second line and be able to control the return.
Scarborough does boot it. This one is deep, and it is caught at the 10, moving backwards up to the 20, 25, and out to about the 30, and maybe the 31. Nice solid return there by Nicky Gray, the wide receiver. Well blocked that time by Lake Dallas. Found him a little bit of a wedge gap up there and returned it 21 yards out to the Lake Dallas 31.
Yeah, that was a big tackle by Darion Burns. Probably saved a lot more yards by making that tackle and holding on.
Cade Bortnam in the first half, the starting quarterback for Lake Dallas, only 5 of 12 passing for 47 yards, but he led the Lake Dallas Falcons in rushing with 8 carries for 71 yards, and their only score had a 50-yard run on the first possession, the big play of the night. Snap back on first down, delayed handoff up the middle. Brockle breaks a tackle and then gets brought down. Great play that time, sticking with it. I believe that was Tyler Mears, number 33, who got around the legs of Dylan Brockle and just wouldn't let him go, and drops him for no gain.
Yeah, Major Heck comes in and makes sure of it, right? He comes in and cleans up a little bit. You got to love when the safeties are coming downhill and making tackles in the backfield.
2nd and 10 now for the Falcons. 3 wide set. Single back in the shotgun. It is Brockle, Dylan Brockle, the sophomore. Snap back. Bortnam is looking to run, and it's a straight quarterback draw. He goes again. He breaks a tackle. He's into the open field. Inside Grapevine territory, inside the 40, down to the 39-yard line. Once again, he got him a couple times in the first half, got him again there. Cade Bortnam, just a delayed quarterback draw. That is a design running play, and Grapevine just let the middle of the field open up, and Bortnam takes it all the way to the Grapevine 39-yard line for a gain of 30.
Yeah, at this point, we can no longer say that we're surprised by his running ability, because he's shown at least 3 times now that he's been able to get big yards off called quarterback run plays.
1st and 10 at the Grapevine 39. Play action. Deep pass up the near side, and that pass is knocked away. Incomplete. C.J. Holmes all over Evan Weinberg. The wide receiver had inside position the whole way, saw the ball, and just went up and knocked it away.
I'll tell you, C.J. Holmes is playing like a shutdown corner tonight. Nothing is getting past him. He's playing very physical, and he's getting up and matching up with these tall receivers. He's doing a fantastic job.
2nd and 10 now for the Falcons at the Grapevine 39-yard line. First possession of the second half. Brockle offset to the left side right now of the quarterback, Bortnam. Snap is back. Delayed handoff to Brockle, who ducks his head and gets through the line of scrimmage down to the 35 for a gain of 4. It looked like he was going to get kind of stuck up in the mess at the line, but kind of lowered his head and just kind of squirted through there for a gain of 4.
Yeah, just did a good job using his vision and his feet to find a little crease and get what he could. He takes a couple of big hits at the end of the play. But gosh, he got him into a 3rd and medium, which is much better than 3rd and long.
3rd and 6 at the Grapevine 35. Snap back, it's a handoff. No, it's a rollout by Bortnam. Pass is caught, but stuck immediately is the H-back, number 81, Ethan Blakesley, his 2nd catch of the night. He only had 1 catch on the season coming in, and the Grapevine defense read it and stuck him right as he caught the ball. Gain of 3, though, sets up a possible 4th down attempt here.
Major Hecht came in along with Hunter Lasher, and once again, Hunter Lasher, for the second time tonight, laid the smacketh down on that receiver, and now they're in fourth down. It looks like they're going to go for this.
Well, this is kind of no man's land. It's 4th and 3 at the Grapevine 32. This is a perfect place to go for it if you're Lake Dallas. Snap is back, quarterback run to the right side. Bortnam rolling to his right, makes a man miss, and he's going to get the first down. What a run by Bortnam that time. Looked like Grapevine was going to string him out wide, but Bortnam, with a great spin move at the line of scrimmage, was able to spin out of the tackle attempt, I believe, of Dalton Knapp, and then spin forward and get to the 29-yard line for the first down. It was actually C.J. Holmes who he was able to spin away from, and just a great individual effort that time by Bortnam.
A fantastic individual effort. That first down was not there if he doesn't make that spin move and then put his head down and carry a few guys to the sideline.
1st and 10. It's an end around this time to Gray. He'll get inside the 25, breaking tackles inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. Great run that time by Nicky Gray, and he gets 11 yards, and it's 1st and 10. The Falcons are now in the Grapevine red zone.
This is what we saw from Grapevine on the first drive for Lake Dallas. Trouble making the tackles. They're a very good tackling team, but tonight, in the early part of the game, in the early part of this second half, they're not displaying that.
1st and 10 for the Falcons now. 9-0, counting down to 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 14-7, Grapevine has the lead, but the Falcons are threatening. Snap back, delayed handoff up the middle. Brockle breaks an arm tackle at the line, gets inside the 15 down to about the 13, and got a couple of players kind of getting into it, but no flags are going to be thrown. It was away from the play. It's a gain of 5 yards for Brockle on first down. As out on the far side, I believe that was Redmond Webb and one of the wide receivers, I think it may have been Keondae Henry, who were just kind of
tangled
going
up,
at
it.
Like. Yeah.
Sometimes that happens. Your feet get tangled, and you start to get a little irritated because you think the other player's not letting you up. I don't think that was the case there. But
no harm, no foul. 2nd and 4 now at the 12. Snap back, play action. Pass in towards the end zone. The pass is up and incomplete. No flag on the play. Great job that time by Redmond Webb. Got into the body of Keondae Henry, but did not commit the pass interference as the pass was up. We've seen them try multiple fade routes into the end zone and have no success yet.
And it's been successful for them throughout the year, but tonight these Grapevine corners are rising to the challenge and taking on these big receivers.
3rd and 4 now at the Mustang 12-yard line. They're going to go trips left this time. Snap is back, play action, swing pass on a bubble screen, and it is going to be a loss on the play. The Grapevine defense steps up and makes the play in big-time fashion. They're saying the ball came out.
I think it absolutely did.
Well, we have not seen a call yet from the officials if there was a fumble or not. Leighton Towery's coming up off the ground with the ball in his hand, and the referees have yet to make a call. There is a flag down on the play as well.
That was Lathan Way that came in to make that hit. Number 11, we know that he's been extremely aggressive all year.
The play was stopped for a loss of 2 yards back at the 14-yard line as they tried the bubble screen again. And we will see what the penalty is. But they still haven't made a call on if there's a fumble at all. The referees are all huddling. They have made no call if there was a fumble or not. My guess is that there isn't a fumble. Otherwise, I would have thought they would have made a call by now. Here's the official. We have a personal foul, unnecessary roughness, and there is a fumble on the play. Personal foul declined by Grapevine and a fumble at the 14. And the Mustang defense, like the Lake Dallas defense in the first half, comes up with a red zone turnover.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. I mean, they were getting ready to tie this football game, and Grapevine stopped it cold. Latham Way causing the fumble. And then Latham Way caused the fumble. And you said Dalton Knapp picked it up?
Leighton Towery came up with the recovery. So Latham Way and Leighton Towery teaming up to force that fumble and get the Grapevine offense the ball for the first time in the second half at their own 14-yard line. 7:58 to go here in the third quarter.
Let's see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. So far, it doesn't look like they have strayed from their tight formation yet.
Grapevine coming out, split back set, 2 tight ends in the game as well. Snap is back, handoff on first down. No, speed option. It is caught out by Polk, outside the 25 and up to the 28. They got Parker Polk this time on the outside, faking the handoff to Watkins on the inside and going speed option, and Polk gets the ball all the way out to the 27-yard line, again to 13.
Yeah, you and I kind of talked about that throughout the first half on breaks and whatnot. Is let's see how we can get Parker the ball in space. That time they do a fantastic job.
1st and 10 now at the Grapevine 27 after that speed option play. Snap back, handoff up the middle this time. Parker Polk dances his way upfield. The ball is out, but the referees blow the whistle immediately saying he was down. Parker Polk that time, for the first time really all night, found some room. This was kind of like over left tackle this time, and this time got a 9-yard gain out to the 36-yard line before the play was blown dead.
Yeah, really nice play by number 22 there, Brady Wagner. We know he's a fantastic blocker, and he's the one that opens up that gap for Parker to get through.
9 yards on 1st down for Polk, 2nd and 1 at the 36.
Now, if this keeps going the way it is, and now they're spreading them out a little bit, and Parker can get into a little rhythm, that could be trouble.
Snap back, handoff up the middle, 1st down, out past the 45 to the 47. That time it was Reed Watkins taking the handoff out of that split back shotgun set. Gain of 8 yards for Watkins, and another 1st down for the Mustang offense.
Yeah, like we said at halftime, you have to get these safeties, these linebackers out of the box somehow so you can have successful run plays, because everything that Grapevine does on offense is predicated off the run.
That was actually a gain of 11 yards for Watkins on that play. 1st and 10 out near midfield at the 47. Mustangs getting the offense moving after the turnover forced by the defense at their own 14. Full house backfield out of the pistol this time. Now everybody shifts over. Polk moves into the slot, and now timeout is called. I think Coach Alexander called that timeout because the play clock was about to run out on them.
Wow.
We'll go ahead and take a break with them, okay? 5:56 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 14-7 Grapevine. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Lean in to the values that got you here. They don't change, no matter the storm, no matter the trouble. When the time comes to sell your vehicle, we'll buy it for full market value, not a penny less. That's pricing true to Texas. It's the right way. This is Texas. This is classic. True market value for your vehicle. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
Jacob Dedamore and Tim Smith back here with you at Mustang Panther Stadium. This 3rd quarter brought to you by our friends at Classic Chevrolet. Classic Chevrolet. Relax, enjoy the difference. The Mustangs have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 47 after the Mustang defense forced a fumble on Lake Dallas inside their own 15-yard line to prevent Lake Dallas from scoring on the first possession of the 3rd quarter. Stacked pistol formation, the power pistol as I like to call it. 1st and 10, snap back. It is going to be a delayed handoff coming around the left side into the open field inside the 40 and out of bounds at the 40-yard line. They're going to say the 39. Parker Polk on the little delay gets the corner, gets big yardage. That time as number 8, Javon Washington, forced him out of bounds, but not before he got 14 yards.
Yeah, and he runs right behind big number 71, Travis Mason, who collapses the whole left side of that defense for Parker to get the corner.
Mustangs on the move. 1st and 10 at the Lake Dallas 39. Split back shotgun set, snap back, speed option, pitched out to Polk, inside the 30, inside the 25. Flag comes down. We're going to have a hold downfield on the play, as it was a good block, but unfortunately the block turned into a tackle.
Yeah, I was just about to say what great blocking we had downfield, and then the flag came out, so kind of kept that comment to myself.
And I believe it's Brady Wagner that's going to get called for the hold. I tell you what, I love the play design, though, that time.
Again, just getting Parker out in space. I mean, he's got so much speed, and we forget sometimes that he actually played a lot of receiver last year as well, so it's a good thing to get him in space, him and Carradine.
You know, it was a great job by Wagner. He's sticking with the block and blocking his man downfield, but then he lost it. Looked like as he was pushing his man downfield, he lost his footing, and as he's going down to the ground, he grabbed the guy who was blocking instead of just letting him go. It's like, and that's one of those, it's an instinctual reaction, but Wagner needs to understand that you're already 10 yards downfield. Just let the guy go.
Yeah.
So that's going to end up only being a 1-yard gain after the penalty for Polk on 1st down, but it's still 1st down, now 1st and 9 at the 38-yard line. Snap is back. Handoff up the middle to Watkins and just nowhere to go as Watkins is stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Again, that Lake Dallas defensive front is filling gaps. That time led by number 45, Tanner Moon, the junior defensive lineman, and number 24, Riley Griffin, the middle linebacker.
I'll tell you what, they came out in the spread, but the slot receiver on the left side was uncovered, and that was number 7, Caden Cook. You don't want to leave him uncovered, but he was. I'm expecting them to come back to some of this and throw some of those little screen passes that they like to throw to those receivers and swing passes.
2nd and 9 now at the 38. Snap back, Baum looking to throw. He's going to step up in the pocket, and now he's going to roll to his left. He'll get rid of it, throw it downfield, and it's out of bounds. He was just trying to get rid of that. It looked like Evan was thinking about running, but you had 2 players coming up to him. Number 23, Gigi Ugachukwu, and number 24, Riley Griffin, were both coming up to play him if he decided to run.
Yeah, I think he certainly made the right decision by getting rid of that ball, flips his hips, and just throws it out of bounds on purpose. Live to play another down. That's what we tell our quarterbacks.
So 3rd and long now for the Mustangs. They're at the Lake Dallas 38. But it's 3rd and 9. This time they're going to come out in a 3-wide set with a split-back shotgun in the backfield. Snap back, Baum dropping back. He's going to fire one. It's caught by Polk over the middle, and a great open field tackle that time as number 26, Xavier Rodriguez, who's had a really fantastic game at linebacker for Lake Dallas, drops Polk after only a gain of 3 yards.
Again, we just don't see that one guy taking down Parker, but we've seen it oftentimes this evening. Great tackling by Lake Dallas defense all night long.
Interesting, that had to have been the design play for him to drop it off to Polk because everyone else was running deep routes down the field. They were trying to clear out, but Lake Dallas is just keying on Parker Polk still, and you can't blame him.
Not at all. I'd like to see him take advantage of one of those uncovered slot receivers, though.
Grapevine offense is on the field on this 4th down, 4th and 6 at the 35. They're going to take a shot. Baum fires one out, and that pass is caught for the first down. Caden Cook makes the grab, going to the ground, and gets the first down. A beautiful throw by Evan Baum. Threw it low where the defender had no chance to get on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, protect your receiver. When you're throwing those outside curl routes, protect your receiver best you can. And Caden Cook's always going to come down with that catch, it seems like. What a great throw. Just on a little kind of an in curl with the tight end coming under to leave that vacancy and get the linebacker out of the way.
A gain of 7 yards to move the sticks. 1st and 10, just inside the 28. Snap back, handoff. Inside the 25, the 20, inside the 10, the 5. Walking it into the corral for the touchdown is Reed Watkins. And the Mustangs now have a 2-score lead.
Just great job by all 11 players. It takes 11 to score a touchdown. Here they go. You can see that offensive line getting the whole defensive line on the ground, and off Reed Watkins go. Not known for his speed, but he certainly looked speedy there.
I tell you what, but there was only one man for him to beat. Once he got that corner, there was one man between him and the end zone. He stepped out of the ankle tackle and just walked it into the end zone. His 10th rushing touchdown of the season. Hayden Rhodes on for the extra point. The snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 3:18 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Mustangs now lead Lake Dallas 21-7. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
21.
For 13 straight years, Forbes.com has named Prosperity as one of America's best banks. To Prosperity's customers and employees, thank you for helping us maintain this national distinction. Prosperity Bank, real bankers, not just a bank.
The Mustangs turned the turnover into points after their defense forced a fumble deep in their own end of the field at the 14. The Mustangs go 86 yards, nearly all of it on the ground, and it was finished off by number 34, Reed Watkins, as he took the ball 27 yards to the house to give the Mustangs a 2-score lead, and they now lead 21-7.
That was, I would say that was their best drive of the game. They looked very sound. They did everything very well outside of the holding call that brought that play back. Just a really solid drive and a lot of contributors.
Tate Scarborough on for the kickoff here. And this time again, he booms it deep, and it's going to go over the head, caught running backwards inside the 5 by Gray, but he's going to find some room up past the 20, the 30, and out past the 35. Another great return as Lake Dallas once again, as we're going to get 2 players again going at it over here on the near side away from the play, but no flags are thrown. Another great job again, but that's just great blocking by Lake Dallas up front, as Gray was able to find a seam and exploit it all the way out to the 37 for a return of 33 yards.
Yeah, I mean, he got up and out of there pretty quick considering he caught the ball over his shoulder. He's got some speed, and it's a good thing they were able to corral him because he might have been gone.
1st and 10 for Lake Dallas at their own 37-yard line. They're going to come out with an empty set here with 4 receivers to the near side of the field on 1st down. Watch out for the quarterback draw. And it's going to be an end around to that side of the field, and the Mustangs are going to hem it up and drop it for a loss. Going to be a yard loss back to 36. The single receiver on the far side was Keondae Henry, and Keondae Henry came in motion, took the end around handoff with all those other receivers trying to block, but no blocks were had.
Hunter Lasher came from the other side of the field with that motion and was able to corral that receiver to get him out of bounds.
1st and 10, quick play action. They tried to get it to Weinberg, and the pass was overthrown by Bortnam that time. He had Weinberg open between the levels of the defense and just missed his target.
That's a tough throw, Jacob. The cover 2 fade ball. It's a tough throw, but you got to get it over the corner in front of the safety. He got it over the corner, but just a little too far.
3rd and 11 now at the 36. They're going to bring Brockle back into the backfield. 4 wide still, snap back. Bortnam is going to take off with it again, and he's going to get the 1st down out past midfield and slide down at the 48-yard line. Got 12 yards and a 1st down. Again, that's something the Mustangs need to be looking for. They've missed it twice now on long yardage situations, and Bortnam is actually down. He slid right as he got past the 1st down marker, and he is slow getting up as he is sitting up, but we're going to go ahead and take a break. We're going to go ahead and take a break. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Lean in to the values that got you here. They don't change, no matter the storm, no matter the trouble. When the time comes to sell your vehicle, we'll buy it for full market value, not a penny less. That's pricing true to Texas. It's the right way. This is Texas. This is classic. True market value for your vehicle. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
So I think one of the most important parts of dentistry is the patient education and the emphasis on preventive care. And I think our office, along with all of our hygienists, do a really great job in the patient care and patient education. We can fix problems all day long, but if the patient doesn't know what's causing those problems, then we're not giving them the tools to fix them. And so that's one of our main goals here at Fielder Park.
Cade Bortnam was injured on the play, looked like a bit of a calf cramp. He's up and off the field, but he is going to have to come off the field for this one play here. It's 1st and 10 at the Lake Dallas 48 after the 12-yard run by Bortnam. It's going to be a handoff up the middle and just not much room. Gain of about 2 yards, 1 yard, maybe 2 that time. As checking in to take the snap was Christian DeQuigan, the sophomore. He's the backup quarterback, number 22. He handed off to Brockle for only a gain of a yard, and now Bortnam will check back in.
Yeah, look, like we saw that he was getting stretched out, so just a little cramp there in his calf perhaps, and got to come out for a play because you're hurt, but he's right back in.
2nd and 9 now at the 49-yard line, 2:05 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. The Mustangs up 21-7. 3 wide set on 2nd down. Snap is back, play action. Pass swung out to the side, caught by Gray. Makes a man miss. Going to get inside the 45 and is going to get the 1st down as he drives forward to the sticks. Just another great job by Gray. We talked about it. Grapevine, a very sure tackling team typically, but these Lake Dallas players have been making them miss. Gray that time making, I believe that was Redmond Webb who missed the tackle. around midfield.
Yeah, it's a good play because you give him the ball in space. He's only got to make one man miss to get some yards, and that's exactly what he did.
They mark him a yard short, sets up 3rd and 1 at the Grapevine 43. Snap back, handoff to Brockle. He's going to get the first down. He's into the open field. Inside the 20, the 10, and he is going to take it into the end zone for the touchdown, but a flag is down back at the line of scrimmage. We'll see what the penalty is here. But it was a 43-yard touchdown run for Brockle, and it is a hold against the Lake Dallas Falcons offense.
Clear hold. He turned Dalton Knapp all the way around in a circle, and when you do that, that flag's going to come out every time, and that takes a touchdown off the board.
This has been a pretty clean game from a penalty standpoint for the most part. That's the first penalty tonight that really cost either team, and this time it costs Lake Dallas a touchdown and is going to set them up in 3rd and long.
Well, that's tough. Lake Dallas, a really nice play, really nice run there, but
the hold was at the point of attack.
Yes, sir. That hold created that big play. Like I said, Dalton Knapp being turned around in a circle. Clear holding.
It was right at the line of scrimmage, so take it back to the Lake Dallas 47, 3rd and 11, and we'll see if Grapevine adjusts this time and make sure somebody is spying on Cade Bortnam so he doesn't get loose. But you wonder how much he can run with that calf that's got to be still hurting him. Snap back, he's going to drop back to throw here on 3rd down. Now he's getting flushed and he's going to get sacked. Tristan Sneed gets in there and drops Bortnam for a huge loss all the way back at the Lake Dallas 37 yards, a loss of 11.
A coverage sack. The coverage is just too good downfield, and you cannot hold the ball that long versus the Grapevine Mustang defensive line. They're going to get to you every time. He held the ball too long. The clock didn't go off in his head. Down he goes.
You know, and we talked about this. Bortnam is a guy who can run when he gets a head of steam going, but he's not a guy that is going to make you miss with jukes and moves, and Tristan Sneed just enveloped him in the backfield.
He's a little cemented back there in the pocket, it looks like.
And they do a little quick kick again as Grapevine didn't have anybody back, just keeping the defense on the field. Not as good a kick this time. It's going to get down at the Grapevine 22 as Bortnam punts it away. But the Mustang defense comes up again with the big stop when they needed it. And there's only 30 seconds left in the first quarter. So the Mustangs will take over at their own 22-yard line. We'll take a quick break here. It's Grapevine Mustangs football. Wait, actually, they're breaking out of the timeout now. Sorry to call an audible on you, Trey. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. This will probably be the last play of the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. One receiver to each side in the formation this time. Snap back, play action, Baum looking to throw. He's going to fire one deep down the middle of the field looking for Sammy Kelly. It's caught. He makes a man miss. He is inside the 45, the 40, jumps over a body and down inside the 35-yard line. Baum connects to Sammy Kelly for the first time tonight on a deep shot down the middle of the field, and they're inside Lake Dallas territory at the 34.
Earlier in the game, we talked about Baum being a little bit more patient in the pocket, waiting for something to develop. That time, he let Sammy Kelly come all the way across the formation, all the way across the field, had great patience, and then threw a dart.
And that is going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter after the 44-yard catch and run by Sammy Kelly. And we will go to the 4th quarter with the Mustangs leading 21-7. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. We're going to go ahead and keep it here at the end of this 3rd quarter. That 3rd quarter, as I said earlier, brought to you by our friends at Classic Chevrolet. Classic Chevrolet, relax and enjoy the difference. Our friends at Bottle Cap Alley Ice House Grill bring you this 4th quarter. This is the by-district round of the 5A Division II playoffs, with the Grapevine Mustangs ranked number 4 in the state in 5A Division II, taking on the Lake Dallas Falcons out of District 3 5A Division II. These two teams have really played an excellent back-and-forth game tonight, but the Mustangs right now have the ball. 1st and 10 at the Lake Dallas 34-yard line, up 21-7 as we begin this 4th quarter.
To me, the way these defenses have played, this is the drive. This is the put-away drive for the Mustangs. They score here, go up 28-7, and I think that they can close this thing out, but they have to score here.
A touchdown on this drive would definitely give them some significant distance, as it's a two-score game at the moment. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Snap back, Handoff to Polk coming around the left side, inside the 30, inside the 25, and dragged out of bounds inside the 20 at about the 17-yard line. It was number 3, Zinjan. Check that, number 8, Javon Washington, who made the tackle. But once again, they open up some room on the edges, and Parker Polk gets a 17-yard gain down to the 17-yard line.
Yeah, these linemen, again, big number 71. Travis Mason opening up the hole downfield, and Parker Polka getting through and getting down.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs now at the Lake Dallas 17. Snap back. Handoff to Reed Watkins. He's trying to go wide. That's not your game, Reed.
No,
Reed Watkins is not an edge guy. Check that. That was DeMontrez Dunn, not Reed Watkins. 24, not 34. Not much of DeMontrez's game either, honestly. In that time, he got dropped for a loss back at the 21 as Lake Dallas strung that out and just dropped Dunn way behind the line.
Yeah, Lake Dallas did a fantastic job of stringing that thing out and making sure there was no room for Dunn to go.
That is really an off-schedule play now, and the Mustangs are behind the chain. 2nd and 14 now at the 21-yard line of Lake Dallas.
8 in the box. Look for some play action.
Snap back. It is a handoff to Polk. He's got room up the middle inside the 15, down inside to about the 11-yard line, 10 yards on 2nd down, right up the gut where they have had very little success tonight. And the Mustangs have set themselves up for a very 3rd and manageable.
Boy, his feet are so sweet, aren't they? They never stop. He reminds me so much of Christian McCaffrey does, Parker Polk.
Tell you that, I was telling you this in the pregame. Another young man he reminds me of is Deuce Vaughn, the running back out at Kansas State, out of Round Rock. And very similar body types, very similar games, he and Parker Polk. 3rd and 4 at the Lake Dallas 11. Power pistol formation for the Mustangs. Snap is back. It is going to be a handoff to Polk going around the left side. Makes a man miss, and he's into the corral. Flags are down, though. We'll see if there's a holding call of some kind. 2 flags came flying as he crossed inside the 5. He just juked a Lake Dallas player right out of his pants on that run, but let's see what the penalty is.
Is there a penalty for breaking ankles? Because he broke some ankles on that one. It looked like maybe there was a hold on the outside with the receiver.
There is a hold.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you saw as Parker Polk made the man miss at about the 10-yard line, 2 flags from either side of the play came flying in. So whoever the penalty was on, it was a pretty obvious hold as 2 officials saw it.
What a terrific run.
Now the question is where they marked. Apparently this was a downfield hold. They only marked it off 1 yard, so it's a 1-yard penalty.
It was on the outside receiver.
Sets up 3rd and 5 now for the Mustangs at the 12. Power pistol again. Snap is back. Another handoff to Polk, trying to get the corner inside the down to the 10, and Lake Dallas just strung him out wide and drove him out of bounds. Zinjan Gomez and Ian Roundtree, the safety is Zinjan Gomez, and Ian Roundtree, the linebacker, drive him out of bounds, and it sets up a field goal attempt for Hayden Rhodes. This one will come from 27 yards out.
It was a good decision to hand the ball off. Lake Dallas just played it really well. They had one side ready for the run over here, and they had the other side really locked in on Evan Baum, and the best thing he could do was give that ball to Parker.
27-yard field goal attempt here from Hayden Rhodes. The snap is down, the kick is up, it's on the way, and it is good! Hayden Rhodes comes through after missing from 32 yards out earlier in the game, and the Mustangs have put themselves up by 3 scores. It is 24-7. We'll take a break. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Bottle Cap Alley is a place where hot food meets a cool vibe for big-time fun. We're the stomping grounds for friends and family to gather and enjoy themselves. Here, everybody is somebody. We take great pride in our food and the people we serve. So whether you're here to watch the game or just popping in for a quick bite, we're always happy to see you.
The Mustangs connect from 27 yards out on the field goal. The kickoff here from Scarborough is a pooch kick inside the 25. It's caught by Gray. He makes a man miss at the 25, up past the 30. The 35 still on his feet at the 40, and now he's up the field into Grapevine territory, down inside the 35 and all the way down to the 33-yard line. A flag is down on the far side of the field. It was near the end of the play, so this will take some of it back. But once again, this time Gray coming up to catch the pooch kick and just dancing his way through the kickoff coverage team of Grapevine for a huge return, but some of this is going to come back.
Gray is a weapon. You need to stop kicking it to him. That's all. That's the only solution that I have. Just stop giving him opportunities to return these balls, because he has been very close to taking it all the way several times tonight.
Let's see where they mark this penalty off from. It's going to be a first down. They're going to mark it from the 40-yard line, so it's going to back it up to midfield, but still, that's still going to end up being about a 26-yard return for Gray to set up his Falcon teammates with great field position at midfield. With 9:33 to go, the Mustangs now up 24-7 as Hayden Rhodes booted a 27-yard field goal to end that last drive. Snap back, handoff, play action on first down. Little swing pass out to the motion man Gray. This time he gets stuck by 3 Mustangs right at the line of scrimmage, as I believe Gray that time was the relief valve guy, but Latham Way, Major Hecht, and Tyler Mears were there waiting for him at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he wanted to go deep, but Redmond Webb had perfect coverage on the deep ball. He had no place to go with that and just had to drop it off. That time, he had a clock in his head.
No gain on first down, 2nd and 10 now at midfield. Snap is back, play action. Another deep throw up the sideline, and the pass is caught. What a great job that time by Weinberg to go up and high point the ball. Redmond Webb was there but didn't get his head around that time, and Weinberg makes a great catch, 25 yards down to the Grapevine 25.
The great receivers don't let you know that the ball is coming until the very last moment, and that's what he did there.
Quick tempo handoff to McAfee on first down. He's going to get a few yards down to the 22, a gain of about 3, as now Lake Dallas is running some tempo offense as they're down 3 scores. That field goal by Hayden Rhodes, who did not connect from 32 yards out in the first half, was huge for Grapevine to put them up 3 scores.
3 scores is a lot with just 8 minutes left, but we've seen some crazy things happen throughout this year, so you can never count anybody out at this point of the game.
For 2nd and 7 at the Grapevine 22-yard line. Gray goes in motion. They hand it to him on the end around. He finds some room on the corner inside the 20, down to about the 17-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 5 to set up 3rd and short. I'll tell you what, this kid Nicky Gray, he's the smallest of the 3 receivers, but he might be the strongest runner of the 3, as we've seen both on kickoffs and now on some end arounds and bubble screens.
He's got good eyes, he's got good vision, he's got good feet, he's got good speed.
Handoff on 3rd down, and it's going to be just enough for the first down, gain of about 3 yards that time to the 14-yard line for McAfee, as that'll be enough to move the chains for the Falcons and set them up here first down and 10 at the Mustang 14-yard line.
This is where we've seen Grapevine take the ball away so oftentimes this year, getting the big turnovers in the red zone. Like to see one of those right now.
7:30 to go in the ball game. Handoff rolling to his right is Bortnam, and now he's going to take off and run. He'll break tackles inside the 10 down to the 7-8-yard line. Bortnam is a big, strong kid. He checks in at 5'11", 185, but he certainly runs bigger than that. That's all he's looking to do when he runs, is just get a head of steam and lower his shoulder into somebody.
Yeah, Dalton Knapp really played that well. The running back came out of the backfield, so he stuck with them. As soon as he saw the quarterback cross the line of scrimmage, he comes up and makes the tackle.
7-yard gain, handoff up the middle, and McAfee is going to get tied up. He's going to spin his way forward for about a yard. We'll see where they mark this. They're going to mark this at the 6, it looks like. So it's only going to be a gain of a yard. That's going to set up 3rd and 2 at the 6. 7 minutes to go now. 3rd down for the Falcons at the Grapevine 6-yard line, 3rd and 2. They run tempo, rolling to his right is Bortnam. He's just looking to take off. He's going to get that first down. That's just a straight quarterback power play. Great blocking up front by both the running back, McAfee, and the offensive line.
Well, as you said, the quarterback's a big kid. He puts his head down.
Sorry, that was Brockle, the bigger of the 2 running backs.
I mean, it's a good play call, and Grapevine certainly on their heels now inside of their own 5-yard line, but the clock tick, tick, tick away.
First and goal now for the Falcons at the 3-yard line of Grapevine. Snap back, play action, and the pass is low and incomplete, and that's because the blitz came in as Drew Nelson came firing off the edge and blasted Cade Bortnam right in the sternum.
He sure did. We haven't been able to call his name very much tonight, but oh wow, did he lay a whack on that quarterback right in the midsection area as he's getting rid of the ball. That does not feel good. I'm going to tell you, as an ex-quarterback, that feels terrible.
And that blitz is why the pass is incomplete, because he had Keandre Henry on the quick slant. Henry had beaten Redmond Webb on the quick slant there and was open for the touchdown.
Notice they're not going after C.J. Holmes anymore. Now it's all Redmond, but he's made some big plays tonight.
Handoff on second down to Brockle, and he's going to get into the end zone, but a flag comes in, and this is going to come back. It was a delayed handoff to Brockle trying to do a delayed little off-tackle run. He got into the end zone, but this play is coming back, it looks like.
Absolutely coming back. And that's going to hurt them. Their offense is not really meant to come from behind the chains either. When you get into this red zone and things tighten up and you have to go backwards, that's not a good thing.
Like the long touchdown run from Brockle in the third quarter, this hold was right at the point of attack, so it's easy for the referees to see because it basically is what opened up the hole.
Now you're second and goal from the 13, 14-yard line.
Yep, 10-yard penalty back to the 13. Snap back, play action. Bortnam looking to throw, firing to the corner of the end zone and just overshoots his man. He was going that time for Nicky Gray, and now a late flag comes out. Gray was on a delayed release. I wonder if they're going to, maybe if there was a hold somewhere as he was getting into his route. It was a late flag coming in from the field judge on the near side of the field. I'm not sure what the flag is going to be.
You know, the two receivers cross as I'm watching here on a replay, and it looks like there is a subtle grab to try to keep that receiver from getting to his wheel route.
And that is the call. It's a defensive hold on Grapevine. So it's going to be only half the distance to the goal, but it's going to give Lake Dallas an automatic first down.
So what happens is you have your momentum, you push them back, they have the big holding play, and then you make the mistake to give it right back to them, and now they have first and goal inside the 10.
Yep, just outside the 6-yard line, because it was half the distance. It'll put it at 6.5. So it'll officially be first and goal from the 7. They haven't, there it goes. I was going to say they hadn't changed the down marker yet, but they will.
Tick, 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 though.
First and goal now for the Falcons. Snap is back, blitz coming. Pass again, going for the fade route, and it is overthrown. Once again, he was trying to hit Keandre Henry as Redmond Webb was there with him, but that pass, we've seen that a few times tonight. It seems like Bortnam has really just struggled tonight finding the touch on his fade route throws. He's either underthrown them a couple of times or overshot his guy.
He looks like a quarterback that just hasn't been comfortable. He's never really gotten to his groove. His first 3 or 4 passes were knocked away, incomplete. He just hasn't found his rhythm tonight, and that's unfortunate for Lake Dallas.
Second down, here comes the blitz again. Handoff up the middle, inside the 5, coming to the corner and into the end zone for the touchdown. This time, no flags, and Dylan Brockle will get into the end zone for the first time tonight. And the Lake Dallas Falcons are now back to within 2 scores.
Yeah, that's just a great play, and we've seen the speed from Dylan all night tonight, and there he goes. He makes a major head miss as he goes into the end zone. It's a really good drive by Lake Dallas to try to stay alive, but I think they took a lot of time off that clock, and now Grapevine's going to play the game of keep away.
All of that was set up by the kickoff return to midfield by Gray. The kick on the extra point is up, and it is good. 5:41 to go in the ball game. The Mustangs lead 24-14. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Living in North Texas provides all of us with an amazing quality of life, including an affordable cost of living, outstanding schools, unbelievable cultural opportunities, and the best sports around. But we also have to put up with severe storms. Hi folks, Champion Sports Radio President and Founder Thomas Lee here to tell you when a hail or windstorm comes through your neighborhood, do what we did and call Greenleaf Roofing. Greenleaf Roofing is a fully insured, locally owned and operated company built on the values of amazing craftsmanship, affordable options, and innovative solutions. And they are proud that those values still stand as a foundation for their business today. And did I mention Greenleaf Roofing has 24-hour emergency service available? It's nice to know Greenleaf Roofing will be there in a hurry if you need them. After the first experience, I became a customer for life and have used them on 3 different homes. But don't just take my word for it. Learn about the Greenleaf Roofing difference yourself by calling them at 972-379-9109 or go online to greenleaf-roofing.com to find out how you can get your free quote. Greenleaf Roofing, the #1 choice for all your roofing needs.
Lawan Lee on to kick off for Lake Dallas as the Lake Dallas Falcons are back with the 10. An onside kick, and the Grapevine was ready for it as Caden Cook covered it up. They were going to be offsides anyway. It was Lake Dallas, so it wouldn't have mattered. But Grapevine had 2 lines up there. They were looking for the onside kick. They had 1 man deep in C.J. Holmes, and Caden Cook pounced on it. And the Mustangs will take over near midfield.
That's what you like to see from the hands team, be able to make that catch. And Caden Cook, he's the perfect guy to be on that hands team.
They actually
he's
called
make the catch every time.
Sorry about that, Tim. They actually called illegal formation that time on Lake Dallas. Probably had too many men on one side of the ball.
Can't do that.
Yep. And so the 5-yard penalty will actually be added on to where Caden Cook covered that onside kick. So the Mustangs will have the ball 1st and 10 at the Lake Dallas 47. 5:40 to go in the ball game. Now Lake Dallas does have all 3 of their timeouts, so they can use them on defense if need be. But this is a drive for Grapevine. Yes, you want to get in the end zone, but this is about taking time off the clock.
Yeah, and I was going to say this kind of works against them trying to play keep away when they get this short field.
Split back set on 1st down. 3 wide, snap back, handoff, poke up the middle. Going to get about maybe a yard. They're going to mark him at the 46, only a gain of a yard that time.
Certainly no disguise by Lake Dallas. Everybody at the line of scrimmage, and everybody's coming. This is where I look for a little screen pass or one of those little quick play action, because everybody's up there trying to stop the run game, knowing that that's what Grapevine wants to do.
This is also where Evan Baum needs to make sure he's reading those guys who are crashing down. If he sees them not looking at him, pull that ball out and go.
Absolutely.
2nd and 9 now at the 46 of Lake Dallas. Wagner moves from the left to the right of the formation. Snap is a back. Little pitch. Caught inside the 20. Carradine's getting to the open field. The 30, the 20, the 10, 15, 10. Still on his feet, and he'll walk it into the corral for the touchdown. A little quick toss out to Rondell Carradine, and he takes it to the house from 46 yards out, his 2nd touchdown of the night.
How about that block from Brady Wagner? He laid the smacketh down. Extra pancakes and syrup for him at the end of this one, and Carradine with the speed. You're not going to catch him when he gets in the open field.
It wasn't
they put it away.
It wasn't just the speed that time. It was a fantastic kick-out block by Brady Wagner, but Carradine did get kind of hemmed up around the 10, was able to spin away from 2 Lake Dallas Falcons and then get into the end zone for the touchdown.
Into the end zone, yes.
Got hit in the back and pushed in.
That was incredible play, just incredible.
The extra point is up and good, and with 4:48 to go, it's 31-14. Grapevine over Lake Dallas as they answer the touchdown immediately.
So here's the replay. You'll see as he gets to the outside, the number 8 thinks he's got something, but we're going to jump back inside, and woo, you're down, son. And off goes Carradine. Look at 17 down
Sammy
there.
Kelly just laying a block
blocking.
30 yards downfield, and Carradine spins out of 1 tackle and then just fights his way into the end zone. Just a great play all around. Brady Wagner with the kick-out block. Sammy Kelly not letting up off his man 30 yards downfield. And, of course, Carradine with that speed punches it into the end zone. And you're right, Tim, that may put the game away as the Mustangs answered back immediately after that touchdown by Lake Dallas, and they're back up by 17.
Sammy Kelly told us a few weeks ago that the O-line blocks for touchdowns and wide receivers are first downs.
O-line blocks for first downs?
Yep, for first downs, and wide receivers block for touchdowns, and he lives up to that each and every week, doesn't he?
I tell you what, he and Caden Cook both have been fantastic on the outside blocking this year in this run-based attack. Caden Cook, we've seen him do it a number of times. We've seen Sammy Kelly do it right there, and Rondell Carradine takes it to the house, and the Mustangs are back up 31-17.
And I guess you don't need to play keep away if you can just score.
Oh,
right?
no.
Just
I mean,
that
scoring a touchdown is just as good as running some time off the clock.
So 4:48. We'll see how fast that they're going to try to move here, Lake Dallas. I mean, not looking good for them at this point. Grapevine really having a fantastic second half.
This time, they bring in Hayden Rhodes to kick it deep. It's caught at the 5-yard line. up to the 15, and this time getting brought down inside the 20 by number 31, Cameron McCauley. Is Gray is just that time the Mustangs coverage team got down there.
That's a huge tackle. When you look at what this return team has done all evening, that's a great job to hem him up right about the 20-yard line.
So Lake Dallas will start inside their own 20 at the 17-yard line.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit closer to that, but now I see where the ball is spotted. That's just a fantastic tackle. Maybe the tackle of the evening.
Definitely the tackle of the night on special teams for Grapevine, without question. 1st and 10 for Lake Dallas. Snap is back, play action. Bortnam looking downfield. He's going to wait now. He's going to fire one into double coverage, and that's going to be picked off by C.J. Holmes. He's trying to run away. He's going to get brought down from behind by Keondae Henry, but that time Bortnam was just trying to have a prayer get answered. He fired one up into double coverage to Keondae Henry. Major Heck was on coverage. C.J. Holmes was tracking the ball the whole way. The pass was underthrown because the pressure got to him and didn't allow Bortnam to step in, and C.J. Holmes gets the interception, the second turnover of the night for Grapevine.
C.J.'s been incredible all night long. He's been that shutdown corner that you need in this type of game, and you got to love that. As Seal would say, the game was just sealed with a kiss.
I'll forgive you for that.
Come on, that's a classic.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line for the Mustangs, their own 43 after the interception by Holmes. Handoff up the middle, getting across the line of scrimmage is Reed Watkins out near midfield. They'll mark him down at the 49. It's a gain of 6. And timeout is called as Lake Dallas, I believe, just called their first timeout of, well, no, never mind. They just stopped it for a moment to get the ball back and reset now.
Yeah, the player had to come off with a helmet issue.
Oh, helmet issue.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why the clock was stopped.
Yes, sir.
So now they will start winding the clock again as the Mustangs have it 2nd and 4 at their own 49. C.J. Holmes again. C.J. Holmes has played a fantastic football game tonight in the secondary. He has been blanketing receivers and been tracking the ball every time one of those fade routes comes his way, and that time he got the pick.
Yeah, to me, he's been the MVP of that secondary, really shutting everything down on his side of the field.
2nd and 4, 2 receivers to the far side. 2 tight ends in the ball game. Miller and Wagner both on the same side of the formation. Handoff up the middle. Polk looking for room. He's got it inside the 40, inside the 35, and finally brought down after he gets a first down at the 33-yard line of Lake Dallas. A gain of 16 yards for Parker, a gain of 18 yards for Parker Polk.
Another little Parker Polka. We haven't seen a lot of it tonight, but
we've seen it a lot in the second half, though.
In the second half, absolutely.
The run game for Grapevine has really gotten on track in the second half. And Parker Polk got a huge one there to move the chains and keep the clock rolling.
Part of that is spreading them out a little bit, and the other part I would bet is Coach Alexander really challenged his offensive line going into halftime.
1st and 10, 3:20 and counting. Snap is back. Handoff again to Polk. This time not much room. He's going to get a couple down to about the 31 before he's dropped down. And as Lake Dallas is trying to rip the ball out, that as he goes down, Xavier Rodriguez, as he was trying to make the tackle, you could see him just ripping at the ball, trying to pull it out again.
Really got a good job by right guard Hunter Cadill as he comes around and pulls around and creates space for Parker to get those 4 yards that he did.
We came in tonight talking about Parker Polk with his 8 100-yard games, his 19 rushing touchdowns. He's got another rushing touchdown as well as a receiving touchdown tonight. And I do believe he is up over 100 yards here tonight with this strong second half. 2nd and 8 at the 31. Handoff again to Polk. Dances up the middle, finds room, then just lowers his shoulder into a Lake Dallas defender and just rugby scrums the pile all the way down to the 20. A gain of 11 as Parker Polk showed he's got power as well as speed.
Well, you think this game doesn't matter? This game matters. They're going to the next round, and Parker Polk putting his head down. All the seniors tonight that have been on the field have contributed, and that's what I love to see. These seniors are laying it all on the line tonight.
And another great block by Brady Wagner as he led into the hole for Polk and kicked a guy out. Then Cy Owen came on the back end and kind of helped push the scrum down to the 20-yard line.
Of course,
the captain.
We know Cy Owen's grandparents are watching from afar, so welcome into the broadcast to them.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, under 2 minutes now. Handoff to Reed Watkins up the middle. He's dragging tacklers inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. As this Grapevine offense, I mean, the time is running out as we're under 2 minutes now, but they've just started to pound on this Lake Dallas defense. and Reed Watkins gets another 6 yards.
They are slowly nailing the nails into the coffin of this game.
Had a Grapevine player, I think it was Hunter Caudle, had his helmet come off that time. So he'll have to step off the field for a play. 2nd and 4 now at the 14-yard line. Snap back, hand off to Watkins again. Not much room this time. Going to get maybe a yard or two. Looks like they're going to give him forward progress to the 12. But right now, this game, we know the result. Everything at this point is a fait accompli as the clock is running down. Lake Dallas isn't even bothering to stop the clock. That interception they knew pretty much sealed the deal, and they're just letting the clock go.
Yep, and that's what we wanted to see was Grapevine come out of halftime and play more like Grapevine football, and they've done just that. These coaches for the Grapevine Mustangs all year long have been fantastic with their halftime adjustments, and we see that Grapevine typically comes out in that second half and plays better than they did in the first.
I mistakenly said earlier that was Carradine's 2nd touchdown of the night. It was only his first. Handoff here inside the 10, inside the 5, and it looked like Reed Watkins tripped over. Yeah, the turf monster got Reed Watkins as he got the corner off right tackle, and as he was looking for room to cut up and get to the end zone, tripped over his own feet there and went down inside the 5. He did get a first down inside the 5, but that is probably going to be, they haven't started the play clock yet, which I'm surprised about.
That time, great blocking by number 18, Hank Miller. And yeah, the Turf Monster's undefeated, Jacob.
And that's going to do it. They're not going to have to run another play. The play clock never got going. The play clock didn't get going because it was under 40 seconds. That's why. That run by Reed Watkins is going to end the game here tonight as the Mustangs, against a very game and very up for business Lake Dallas squad, will come away tonight in the final home game of the season here at Mustang Panther Stadium with a 31-14 playoff victory, and they will advance to the area round of the 2022 5A Division II playoffs.
Listen to this crowd. There's so much excitement out here. The band's going crazy. The cheerleaders are going insane. The student section is all riled up. Man, what a great evening.
I tell you what, this has been a fantastic performance, especially in the second half by this Mustang football team on both sides of the ball. They came out in the second half and really, give Lake Dallas credit. Like I said, this Lake Dallas team came in tonight ready to play. They did some great things on defense and offense. They got their ground game going, letting their quarterback run the ball, which he typically doesn't do a lot of, and really got some things going defensively. They were doing a great job hemming up the Grapevine running attack. But Grapevine came out in the second half, made some adjustments. Honestly, I think the biggest play of the night, we could talk about a lot of things. The biggest play of the night for me was that fumble down here on the first drive of the third quarter as Lake Dallas had moved the ball all the way down to the Mustang 14, trying to possibly tie the game up. And on third down, Latham Way comes up with a stick, forces a fumble, and was recovered by Leighton Towery. The Mustangs then took that 86 yards down the field, punched it into the end zone, and that gave them the distance they needed.
Yeah, I really think, like we said earlier too, they kind of put the game out of reach with the field goal earlier in the third quarter. But you're right, the momentum totally changed. Then you had the big interception. But the seniors tonight, they stick out to me. Every senior that was out there doing a great job. And we saw some guys play a little bit above of what we've seen them play throughout the year. So great job by everybody tonight. Hats off to the entire team. But how about C.J. Holmes at cornerback?
I tell you what, he's the MVP of the defense tonight. He just did a fantastic job on these big wide receivers, whether he was guarding Weinberg or whether he was guarding Henry. He blanketed those wide receivers and didn't give Bortnam anywhere to really lay up the ball. As we see the Mustangs now down in front of the band, right now the Lake Dallas band is playing their alma mater for their team. Lake Dallas will finish their season at 7-4 on the year. Again, I tip my hat to the Lake Dallas Falcons. They played a really strong football game tonight.
Certainly did.
But they just didn't have enough. The first playoff appearance in 4 years, it's going to end in a loss, unfortunately for them. But they have a lot to keep their heads up about.
There's a lot of growth here for a team like Lake Dallas. For you to get to your first playoff berth, it's only going to get better from them. They have a lot of athletes out there. And, we go back to CJ. He's 5'8". He's covering receivers that are 6'3", 6'4", and that's just a tremendous statement to how athletic he is and his technique.
And, Redmond, I don't want to take anything away from Redmond.
Oh, he played great as well.
He played a great game as well on the other side, and he was attacked a lot more, especially in the second half, because of the coverage that C.J. Holmes was laying down on the other side.
Absolutely, and he only had the one mistake where he had the little hold down here in the red zone, but that didn't cost him.
So the Mustangs, as you see them right now in front of the band with the alma mater being played, they will advance to the area round of the playoffs where they will play the winner of the game. I believe it is tomorrow night. I'm looking that up right now. They will play the winner of tomorrow night's game it's actually taking place right now. So we'll see if we can find a score from somewhere. This game actually is probably already over. This is happening this afternoon. El Paso Andros is taking on Abilene Cooper in El Paso tonight, this afternoon. A game that started at 5 o'clock. We'll see if we can find a score on that for you before we sign off. But the Mustangs win. They're going to advance to the winner of that game between Abilene Cooper and El Paso Andros next week in the area round of the playoffs.
Well, that's going to be exciting. Whoever they play, it only gets more exciting as we get through the weeks. So far, these seniors had a goal. They've got one down. They've got at least 2 to go. But, hey, why not get all 6?
Why not get all 6? Because that is the goal. Trying to see if I can find a score for you from that game in 5A Division II. And right now, it is gone final. I figured the game was over. El Paso Andros falls to Abilene Cooper in a big way. 49-20 was the final out in El Paso. So Abilene Cooper will be the opponent for the Mustangs next week in the area round. We'll find out details, I'm sure, probably tomorrow as far as where they're going to play, what day and location they're going to play. But it is going to be Abilene Cooper against the Grapevine Mustangs next week.
And we talked about this, and I know you feel the same way I do.
No offense.
No offense, but I'm not too sad that I don't have to go to El Paso next week.
Or to San Angelo or to Midland.
There you go, Midland,
Odessa.
Yeah. Hey,
Not
Abilene.
disappointed in that at all.
Abilene, you're welcome to come to Dallas. We have a great Metroplex, great food. We have Bottleneck burgers ready to go for you. Why don't you just make the trip up here? We'll be hospitable.
Abilene Cooper is 6-5 on the season now after their win tonight. The Mustangs improved to 10-1 on the season with their win tonight, 31-14, the final over Lake Dallas. And the Mustangs advanced to the second round, the area round of the playoffs. Just to give you a little quick heads up on Abilene Cooper. Abilene Cooper this year out of 2-5A Division II finished third in that district with a 3-2 district record. They finished 5-5 overall and now moved to 6-5 with their win tonight. Finishing behind Abilene Wiley, one of their crosstown rivals, in Wichita Falls Ryder. So it will be the Cooper Cougars up next for the Grapevine Mustangs. And I tell you what, give this Mustang team credit. They were given a fight tonight, and they answered the bell when they needed to answer the bell.
So, Jacob, I just realized watching some replays up on the big screen that one of the field goal blocks was also by C.J. Holmes.
Yeah,
so
C.J. Holmes is the one who blocked the field goal.
This guy deserves an MVP period for the game.
C.J. was fantastic
Love
tonight.
what you did, C.J. tonight. We need to put that kid on spotlight. He played a heck of a game.
And let's go back to that huge play in the first half, the blocked punt, as Hudson Blake came through, got a hand on the punt back in the first quarter and blocked it. It was picked up by Tatum Evans in return for a touchdown, and that's what gave Grapevine the lead.
Yeah, that was the only reason that Grapevine
half.
had the lead going into halftime, and it proved to pay off later on. So special teams was terrific all night, except for the kickoff team, not as great.
Hey, kickoff team had some issues for sure. Let's go look at some of the numbers from this game tonight. Grapevine ends up, we talked about the numbers at the half. Grapevine was outgaining Lake Dallas 192-157 in total yards at the half. We talked about how both teams were playing good defense. Grapevine ends up with 458 total yards as they had about 260 yards of offense in the second half alone, and they held Lake Dallas to about 118 yards of total offense.
Yeah, and they averaged somewhere around 400 yards a game, so you like them to struggle in that first half, but you like to see them come out and make the adjustments that they need to make, spread them out a little bit, and start gaining yards like they did and put this team away.
Parker Polk gets another 100-yard game tonight with 139 yards. He had a touchdown through the air this evening, as that's going to be his 9th 100-yard game of the season. He had a touchdown through the air and on the ground, as they have one of the touchdowns missing here on the box score I'm looking at, but he had one on the air and one on the ground.
He did.
Rondell Carradine had a rushing touchdown, 4 carries for 60 yards. Reed Watkins had a big touchdown in the second half, 57 yards. I tell you what, we haven't talked about him much tonight, but big ups to Evan Baum, the starting quarterback tonight, who really is he's the one who had the offense going in the first half with those play action passes, connecting with deep shots with his receivers, including Parker Polk. Tonight he went 10 of 12 for 185 yards and a touchdown through the air, outpassing the prolific Cade Bortnam, who only threw for 81 yards. Cade Bortnam had a 100-yard rushing game tonight. He was the leading rusher for this Lake Dallas squad. I don't think the Lake Dallas coaching staff wanted Bortnam to lead the team in rushing and struggle like he did in the passing game.
It's almost as if Cade and Evan switched teams before the game because they played very opposite of what we typically see. But you can't ask for more from Evan Baum to complete that, 10 of 12 passes, 2 deep shots early in that first half, and then Carradine's touchdown. That really, you can feel the air come out of them when Carradine went for that long touchdown run down here going into the south end zone. So just a great job by Grapevine. Love their adjustments. Love what we saw them do, and looking forward to next week.
That's going to wrap it up for us here tonight from Mustang Panther Stadium as the Grapevine Mustangs move to 10-1 on the season. They advance to the area round of the playoffs next week, where they will take on the Abilene Cooper Cougars. For my broadcast partner, Tim Smith, my name is Jacob Dedamore. Thanks to our broadcast team. Thank you to Trey Bell, our broadcast lead producer here, getting these things rolling. And thank you to all of our guys here on the crew as we had a really fun night tonight on this broadcast. Thank you also to Thomas Lee, owner and operator of Champion Sports Radio. Thank you to our sponsors, 121 Community Church, Chip Mercer Dentistry, Classic Chevrolet, Bottle Cap Alley, Prosperity Bank, ER of Texas, Energy Addict, Greenleaf Roofing, Whirly Ball, livingforzachary.org, LoneStarGridiron.com, and the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. Your final score once again tonight in this bi-district playoff matchup, the Grapevine Mustangs defeat the Lake Dallas Falcons by a score of 31-14. We will see you next week in the area round of the playoffs. Everyone have a great weekend. Good night, and go Mustangs.